Billiken fans, welcome back. It is Zach Miller and Peter Hale. This is the Midtown Madness Podcast. Before we get going, thank you all so much for listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, comment down below. We appreciate every little comment you guys leave. Anything we're talking about, anything we're not talking about. Again, thanks for keeping up with our predictions last week. Shout out. I'm doing well. I've been making some decent predictions here. So, anything that'll boost my ego, I'm all for, right? Pete, I wanted to get, to our now infamous pre-show segment where I leave an open invitation for Chris May to come on and talk to us about Billiken athletics. A huge thank you to everyone who supported us by supporting Two Men in a Garden these past few years. Thanks to you. They are, of course, back for the 2025-26 season of the Midtown Madness Podcast. We can't thank Joel and the team enough for keeping the Midtown Madness rolling. They are the St. Louis Salsa and Pickle Company, bringing you everything from mild to screaming hot, or hot mango to sugar-free. Their pickles, they have classic dill to smoky barbecue. They are, according to Peter, because unfortunately I'm just not a pickle guy, they are incredible. And Peter is that crunchy granola foodie that everybody knows. So trust him with he knows what tastes good. Listen to Peter Hale. Visit them online at twomeninthegarden.com to shop your favorite flavors and of course learn more about Kitchen Hub STL. Don't forget to follow them on social media at Two Men Salsa on Instagram and Twitter for the latest updates. Pete, it's basketball season, full swing, which means I'm in Jesse Pinkman voice mode. This is the season for the if I was a woman, I would be what's Mrs. Seahorn? What's her name? Angie Harmon from Law and Order. Yeah. But I'm the Jesse, like I got the Jesse Pinkman voice going on.
Sure, that I know. Yeah,
that you got that one. All right. Angie Harmon was I always had a little soft spot for her in the old Law and Orders. Yeah, let's get started. Let's talk about the good, the bad, and a little bit of the what are we doing here of the past week. Pete, what was good?
Zach, I can't say enough good things about that Billiken defense, especially in that Grand Canyon game.
Yeah, good. How about great? It was Billiken basketball defense again.
It was, and we'll get into it, but really seemed to frustrate Grand Canyon into a pretty bad shooting night.
Also this week, farming lol cows down in Phoenix, Arizona for Twitter engagement, Pete. Outstanding stuff.
I don't have we ever done numbers like this? Did the Shane Ford thing do numbers like this?
The Shane Ford stuff might have done numbies.
Okay.
But like it was odd because I'm trying to remember who ground zero was. I want to bring up ground zero because it was what tweet was it that took off? It was the
one we're still getting notifications for this.
Yes, we are still the one. Okay, so I tweeted out
degrees.
Yes. So I tweeted out, who could have seen this coming? Look, if your tickets are set for an affordable price point, and we're going to get to that. That's part of the what are we doing here? You don't have to end up giving away tickets. So SLU gave away tickets. I talked about it. And then a response was a quote tweet by this rando who was like, they're giving away tickets to the Super Bowl. Their Super Bowl. And I said, your school gives away degrees. And then he said something about how the diploma mill
argument is old AF, get some new, and then 3 laughing emojis.
Yes. And then I of course came back with the what was that, Bad Teacher? That's from the movie Bad Teacher, I believe.
Yeah, with Jason Segel going, it's the only argument I need, Sean, which was perfect. But Zach, that's the one I noticed first. I was like, hey, this GIF you just posted is cruising toward 1,000 likes. I didn't even see the one above it had almost twice as many.
But I'm trying to see who the original, who retweeted it. Because a guy, he has 4,000 or something followers who retweeted that GIF, and that's when it took off.
Okay.
So shout out that guy too, but also shout out the morons that troll Twitter for Grand Canyon University. By the way, before we keep going, shout out to Brendan Williams, Go Lopes Radio. Fantastic to get to meet him, by the way. We'll save that, but I wanted to say that before I forget. The bad of this week, Pete, obviously, really an end of an era. Women's soccer was left out of the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2017. And then Dylan Warlick has decided to leave the basketball program and transfer, take his red shirt year. That's a bummer. And then what are we doing here? We teased a little bit of it already in the good. The marketing and the ticket prices of the Grand Canyon game. It's just like it was a big game, and it left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, they were kind of all over the place with the strategy on this one. Ticket prices all week were very, very high. And then there were two efforts to dump a bunch of them, basically,
yes.
To get as many out there as possible.
And I want to be clear, we're talking about the ticket prices from SLU, right?
Correct.
Like
correct.
Not like the primary or, from the, I guess, from the ticket office itself.
Directly. Yeah. Not secondary
directly.
market.
Yeah. So, the ticket with fees was sitting at $30, and you look at that and it's 4 people going to a game on a Saturday night, like $120 all in, right? And then you think about parking. Okay, well, there's some parking far away you can get for free. I know a few spots. Also, by the way, over by like where Triumph used to be is all free now, since all the restaurants and the hotel kind of closed. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places to park for free, and being a 7:00 game, it's only maybe $1, on the meter. But I mean, parking, if you pay for parking, you're looking at 130, 140, depending on where you park. And then you're looking at sodas are like what, $6 probably. Again, you can easily get to another $80 to $100 at the event. It's just, I just don't see how that's the entry level.
Yeah.
For Billiken basketball. I think Billiken basketball right now, it was a premium product between 11, 12 and 13, 14.
Correct.
That it was getting to a premium product, if not there yet. And in the last, 10 years, it is now a value product.
Right.
It is, or no, sorry. Yeah, it's a value product. It's not a premium product. And I think you have to I don't think your tickets can be higher than a heavily circulated piece of currency, like a number, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
a $10 bill, a $20 bill. You don't see $50 bills. You see $20, like $20, including fees. That should get you in the building.
Yeah.
In my opinion, max. So I just don't. And you have a guy like Schertz who gets on the radio and says, I just want to get fans in the building. I want I want him to see us play, and I want him to fall in love with us. And that's exactly that's the antithesis of making your tickets cost prohibitive at the lowest price point.
That's right. Yep.
So it's frustrating. I'm a huge fan of, putting higher prices. Look, I looked at my season ticket. My second season ticket is $33 per ticket per game, right? $33. I would pay $40. Like, I kind of complained at the beginning of the season because I didn't really look at the per ticket breakdown with the increase, but $40 for my ticket, 108. I'm like 8 rows off the, first row. I'm cool with $40 a ticket. Give me that charge more than, to get more people in the building. The 200 level, that should be entry level stuff, in my opinion.
Yeah, completely agree.
Anyway, let's move on to men's basketball proper. First of all, let's talk about Dylan Warlick, because I think this was one we kind of saw coming. We had heard some whispers that he was probably done. It was just a weird situation because he just he pulled like a Jeff Reed If you remember that deep cut reference.
I do, and yeah, it was a little kind of ambiguous leading up to the game, right? Like we had the week before where Shirt said he was away for personal reasons and should be back by the Lindenwood game. So we get to the Lindenwood game, and about an hour before tip-off on Monday, we find out that he's going to be leaving the program. So Shirts' quote per both Tom Timmerman and Stu Durando, quote, after multiple conversations over the last week plus, Dylan has made the decision to seek other opportunities and transfer. We are grateful for all of his contributions and wish him the best moving forward. So Zach, yeah, I mean, like the very first thing we thought when we heard he's away for personal reasons and it was a little mysterious, people started saying, "Is he transferring? Is he transfer? Is this a transfer? This feels like a transfer." And then
I missed that. Maybe I was just off the grid for a hot minute.
That was the very first one, and then it was like he'll miss, the first game. He'll miss Chicago State.
Yeah.
He'll be back for Lindenwood, and people were like, okay, good. Like, well, obviously not good if he's away for like a death in the family or like some other kind of personal reason like that, but at least he'll be back. And then, yeah, come to, he followed up with that quote and this happened before the Lindenwood game. So look, he stepped up last season. He burned his red shirt, helped out a short rostered SLU team, but this season he was clearly going to be the number 11 guy in what is basically a 10, arguably 9-man rotation. Now SLU is still deep because of that rotation, but now Cam Hudson is really the only reserve available outside the top 10, or second if you're including Kerr and him, 10 and 11. It's a huge opportunity for those two freshmen, but I'd hate to think about what happens if we have, say, multiple injuries this season, right? I don't want one of the other guys to have to burn a red shirt. So this isn't one of those immediate impact or great impact kind of things, but like as the season goes on, I hope that it doesn't become, an issue then, Zach, right?
Yeah, I think with Warlick, I'm gonna really miss. I think you saw it at the end of the GCU game, and we're going to get into it, obviously, but, there was a bit of a letdown, right, at the end where you're emptying the bench. And I feel like Warlick is a guy who you could have brought in, for those last 5 minutes and would have held that bigger blowout.
Correct.
Like this was these are the situations you have that kind of depth for. When you can bring in 11 and 12 and a 13 guy off that could be a bench guy anywhere else in the country. I mean, you do not you cover the spread. You exceed the spread.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And we did in that game, but I'm just saying having much steadier hand than Cam Hudson. We saw, I mean, I don't think I'm insulting anyone by saying he's better than Isaac Holmes and Jaden Shirts.
No, you're not. Josh Shirts would be the first to say that. He's a steadier hand. He's got a little experience, and we'll get into it. But Grand Canyon finished the game on a little bit of a run to give them more of a respectable margin there. And you'd like to think that Warlick maybe makes a few plays to mitigate that.
Yep. Should we get into Lindenwood, Pete?
Yeah, Zach, let's do it. Let's go chronologically here. Yeah, let's do chronological this week. I know, maybe we should swing back to the most recent game.
Oh shit, I forgot we did that for a while.
We did that last season, and I kind of forgot until right now. Let's do Lindenwood first.
Are you sure? Should we make a?
All right, yeah, screw it. Let's go down to Grand Canyon.
Yeah, let's do it because that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
It felt, besides the low attendance, by the way, students were outstanding for this game. They weren't, it didn't overflow up into the top levels. It wasn't like an insane number. But again, I think I said during the game to a guy in my seating area is like, it feels a little more fratty this year in a good way.
Okay.
Like,
interesting.
SLU is very much skewed to female students, right? There's a higher percentage of female students. Okay. And so I think that comes out in the student section, and that's like you kind of see it with Loyola right now. Like, everybody knows when you listen to Loyola broadcast, you're going to hear the
Oh God.
students, and it's always a female voice. And I think with SLU basketball, again, great reason to go to games when I was a student, right? There's a ton of girls that go to the games. It's
Yes.
fantastic. But they don't have the voices don't carry the same way a deep men's voice does, and it's a little more antagonistic. I think it's a little more antagonistic, and
Sure. I
I
mean,
like it.
you need everybody is what it comes down to,
Yes,
right? And on camera a lot, I could say like watching the broadcast, they kept finding this group of guys
painted,
who shirtless painted blue. And that's just not a thing you see when the students aren't engaged.
right?
So that was great to see. So yeah, I totally know what you mean. The energy is definitely up. And I'm glad it is, Zach, because we saw on Saturday the 15th a 78-64 win over Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon had blown out Northern Illinois on the same night that SLU blew out Lindenwood, so it set the stage nicely for the second leg of a home and home that last year ended controversially in the first leg out of Grand
Extremely.
Canyon. Yeah, so that narratively that set up a nice revenge game here, Zach, at home, and SLU delivered the goods.
Yeah, they did. Pete, we knew this team could score baskets. To quote Coach O'Ryan, I believe I did that already this season. We
Yes.
just didn't know they could stop them.
Yeah.
And the answer to can they stop them? I think at least in this game is uh you better believe it. We can stop anybody.
The defense was great from top to bottom. It's the best we've seen this season, and it was against the best opponent. And that was kind of the worry, right? Is because like there are that Chicago State game is really the one that forces you to ask that question because like they couldn't stop those guys in the mid range. Chicago State kept getting offensive rebounds. I mean that was just a really it was kind of an eye-opening game. Like clearly SLU was going to score at will, but how many points you could have concede on the other end, and so you go, okay, well we're looking at another team here, a better team. What's this going to look like defensively? And the defensive effort, the switching, the just everything they did, the team defense, communication was great. It was really great, and I think we saw a lot of great defensive efforts out of players that maybe we weren't necessarily counting on that from this year either.
I
So
mean,
awesome.
shocking performances in a good way from guys that, again, shocking to get it from.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And if we're going to lead with the defense, I mean, I really liked what I saw from Green, from Brown,
Mm-hmm.
McCautry, Otieno, obviously with his three blocks.
Sharma was great.
Yeah, Sharma, yeah, Thames in more limited minutes, but most of them sustained it for almost the whole game or almost all the time that they were out there. But at least all of them showed stretches of real promise on that end, Zach. I thought was great. Green in particular was one that stood out to me because he was one when he came in. It was like the offense is there, not the defense.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was fantastic, and he was normally giving up some size too.
Yes, he was very much subscribing to the 6-inch defense.
That's exactly right. Little Majerus
Uh,
era.
yeah, Pete, what wasn't great in this one was the officiating. Sweet Jesus.
Yeah, I don't even know how to explain this other than well, okay, so SLU gets called for the first seven fouls of the game, which can you imagine? And I know I do this every once in a while, Zach, but can you imagine if we were a power conference program? And I don't even mean like Duke or
Imagine we are in UD Arena.
oh my God, oh my God. Having been in UD Arena every season for the last 20 or so years, uh, they would be
Apoplectic. To quote our good friend Bill McDermott, apoplectic.
those refs would need like heavy security to get to the
Yes.
airport.
Yes.
So the first seven fouls get called on SLU. The first few, I'm like, all right, guys, clean it up, stop fouling. But then like the fifth and sixth were one of them was a total phantom foul. That was just kind of like an awkward sort
Was
of
that
like
Sharma?
trying to remember who it was, but the rebound
Oh,
came down, Slew wound up with position, and they called some foul. And then there was a really soft one right after that. And at that point, I'm just like beside myself. I'm like, what are they doing? What's going on here? That it was baffling. So yeah, I'm guessing Zach, and I could hear it on the broadcast that the crowd was not
I've
happy,
said
but
words
I'm
that I
guessing it
haven't
didn't.
said in a while, in a public setting. You can hear it in my voice how frustrated this weekend got for me with the officials.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, it was it was just odd, man. It felt like the same way we're going to talk about the A10 championship game for soccer. It felt like there was a different standard being set.
Sure.
And honestly, I was texting with Brennan Williams, Go Lopes, and I need to rethink how I say that because it sounded like I just said Go Lopes.
Yeah, you don't want to be
Of
able to
Go
clip that.
Lopes blog or
There you
Go
go.
Lopes pod. And yeah, he was like, "Bull, everybody's upset with the officials." I go, "Why is GCU upset with the officials?
Yeah. If
In
I
what
saw
world?"
7 fouls to 0, it's like okay, I'll take it. Like I feel like kind of like they're letting me rob a
Yeah,
bank
there's
here.
no way.
Yeah, I don't
And
feel
and then we
good.
were still kicking their ass.
Yeah, right. It was
Um,
it was baffling. It was baffling.
SLU went into halftime up 9 when they really should have gone up by they should have had a chance to go up by 10 because McCautry got molested on the way to the rim.
Yeah. Yeah. There were a couple
Um,
times he got to the rim, wanted the and one, but he finished it anyway.
well, I'm just talking about the last play of the game or the last play of the half.
The last play of the half.
Yeah,
Sure.
which was, by the way, gotta talk about that real quick. That was the first time in a long time we've seen anything like that.
How so?
Um, where SLU like I feel like the Billiken defense the last, decade has been in a position where we would go down, have a really nice like a bucket. We get a bucket at the other end. The other team would get the last possession of the
I
game.
see.
Shot clocks
Okay.
off, and
Yep.
then they would just score, or they'd get a good shot off. I can't remember the last time we forced a turnover
Yeah.
and got a bucket at like to end the half to kind of put a cherry on top of things.
So McCautry has that layup with about 35 seconds left, right?
Yeah.
And it was great because Slew gets the ball, and it's only a few seconds. I think it was, yeah. So I'm looking at the play-by-play here. They missed a three at 45 seconds. Avila gets the rebound, outlet to McCautry, who scorches down the floor and scores at the 36-second mark. Now Grand Canyon sees what Slew is
University
doing.
of Phoenix online.
That's right. Grand Canyon sees what Slew is doing and trying to get two more possessions out of the last 36 seconds, right? Because they know they're going to have to go down and shoot. So they take their time getting the ball in. So the ball gets in at like 32 or something like that. And if they come down and drain it all, Slew's not going to get really a chance to run another play.
I think it was closer than that, but yeah, I mean, same shit.
So McCautry forces the issue, forces a turnover with 7 seconds left, scores a layup with 3 seconds left, and as you said, it probably should have been an and one.
Yes, I mean, if you go back and look at that video, the context there. Um, again, Billikens go into halftime up 9. GCU goes on a 7-0 run to open the second half. Pete, how are you feeling at this point?
This is where it was like the way that half ended, right? And what I had seen in the first half, it was like, okay, go in there at halftime. And as we've been saying all season long so far, clean those things up. Fouls, turnovers, clean it up, come out there, move the ball around, get good shots, and we're gonna grow this thing, right? Like that 9 point margin is gonna become 13, 14, 15 over the first few minutes here. And instead, it evaporated, and the lead goes from 38-36, or sorry, 38-29 to 38-36, like pretty quickly. And it was an offensive burst you hadn't seen from Grand Canyon yet in this game. So I was pretty concerned.
Yeah, I think you also sit here with the context of all the recent years where we've seen leads evaporate and the game goes in the completely wrong direction. But it's a new era here for the Billikens, and Shirts gets a timeout, and the Billikens come back out with a 13-0 run. Pete, in this second half specifically, but throughout the whole game as well, it felt like our offense really set things up for our defense. In those first 7 minutes of that second half, SLU was not good offensively, empty possessions, turnovers. SLU couldn't get set defensively, and I think GCU took advantage of a less than stellar, not necessarily transition defense, but a more out of sync Billiken defense.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, like I've seen that. I don't know if it was a Mondays with Majerus or something that kind of inspired this lately, but I've seen it mentioned a few times, and it really is. I think actually in the Lindenwood game that quote was coming around about Majerus talking about how there's nothing worse than bad shots, right? And offense and defense and how they interact, and people really think of them separately, but that's not true. And I think you're absolutely right in that case. If the shots are not good, it hurts your defense. Being able to get back, get set, get prepared for them. But Zach, after that 13-0 run to answer their 7-0 run, the game was pretty much in hand, right?
Yeah, I did turn and ask what analytically final was. Like what would be analytically final at 27 points? What time?
Right. When is it? I've seen enough. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 27 was the Billikens lead with 6.5 minutes remaining. And I mean, I think at that point was where I was like, is 27 with 6.5 minutes analytically final?
Yeah. That was around the time where I was just like, okay, like step on their necks here.
Yes. You tweeted out more.
Yeah. The Kylo.
I think I was yelling. I think I saw that. And then I yelled, pour it on them at the top of my lungs.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I see that lead and it's to me, that's
I want blood. Much that's chum in the water.
Keep going. So yeah, obviously we really wanted the final margin to stay in that range. But the starters got a little sloppy. They brought in the walk-ons and freshmen a little too early. Grand Canyon hit some shots. They finished the game on an 11-0 run, 14-2 if you stretch it out further. SLU didn't score for the last 3.5 minutes of the game. I'm not sure if the final margin matters that much. The pregame was, I think, 9.5 points, were the books. I think KenPom had SLU's margin at 8.5, and others were kind of similar. So we beat those, but why not just make this the blowout that everybody knows that it was, right? Like, give us that satisfaction here.
Yeah. I really wanted, I just wanted kind of, I didn't need, I wanted to cruise out of that game, and I don't feel like we cruised.
Yeah.
I feel like we cruised.
Oh, I
see. We Jim cruised out of that game and didn't.
REWS.
Yes. I feel like that was kind of that was the letdown there.
No. I mean, if it were Jim cruised, we would have been down 27 in the first half and never close.
Yeah.
But I did think it was funny, Zach, that Shirts let off his post game comments by
he should have. He owes us some damn Shake Shack. You owe me some burger. I made it I plan my budget around getting that Shake Shack burger. This is nonsense again. And also he apologizes because I believe he had a chance to review the goaltend.
It was a goaltend.
And the players were talking to the ref and they were like, the ref, I think they're telling the ref that like it's 80 points. Like
it should have been a goaltend. There should have been a goaltend. There should have been like a second and a half left. Instead, they just let it go, like tick off. and called it a game at 78-64, which was kind of BS because even though the game's out of hand, you still got to call the things that happen while the clock is still going. The refs were like walking off the floor by then.
Yes.
Very, very odd though.
And I think that also, like, again, you think about it and you're like, oh yeah, like it's whatever, it doesn't matter. But like there are people out there that have alternate lines on the game.
Yeah.
Or like it's not the game has to be played to a T.
Right. Called correctly within the confines of itself.
Yes.
Does this make you question the Shake Shack promo?
Yes. Yes, it does. This is why the Billiken for Burgers promotion would be a superior promotion. The pressure isn't on your own team here. Like it takes the pressure off. The pressure is on the road team to make the shot. Because I mean, you could feel it in the stands. Like people were like anticipating burgers, and it just doesn't happen. By the way, I'm mad at Bovair for putting in the walk-ons, which like burgers, man, burgers. I know you like burgers, Bovair. I know you're a burger guy. I don't know that you're a burger guy, but I'm sure you're a burger guy.
If you see him in shirts out, I think you gotta just hey guys, just a burger and I'll leave you alone.
Yeah, I don't need an autograph. I don't need a photo. But could you get a burger for me?
I want one burger, and you'll never hear from me again.
One burger, it's I don't even need condiments on it, man. Just give me the bread and the bun or the bread and the burger, and I'm set.
Zach, I think we got to talk about this Billiken defense again, which was really excellent for the most part. I know we're dwelling on the end of the game a little bit here, but when you take out key stretches like that, and maybe the very beginning of the second half when they conceded that run, it was end to end. It was really a high level defensive effort.
Rocchio tweeted out that at that point when I tweeted out, "This is stunning," and that was in response. Like I saw Rocchio's tweet, and then I started kind of like paying a little more attention to the defensive, like the movements and everything, and I was locked in, and it was stunning to watch. And it was in reference to the post first timeout, pre garbage time defense. It was a clinic of disrupting everything the Lopes with a capital L wanted to do. And it was a clinic on staying in front of your man. Even on possessions, the Billikens were late. GCU was really unable to score. Going back to your Majerus quote, SLU forced GCU to take immeasurable number of bad shots. I could not believe what was I couldn't, like, it felt so simple. Like it looked effortless from from the Billiken defense. And it looked like GCU wasn't even trying.
It shows in their shooting line, 28.4% shooting overall for Grand Canyon, 25% from three. You just like, at no point, Zach, did you feel like most of those shots were going in, right? Like sometimes they'd have one that looked pretty good, but like you almost saw the belief evaporating from that team as the game went on. It was really, really fun to see.
It was a lot of in your bra. Like it was the Jim Carrey from Liar. Like it was just like when they would take a shot, you'd be like, okay, fine. Right. Okay, fine. Take that shot. Whatever. And it wasn't a lot of mid-range jumpers either. It was a lot of threes, bad threes. I think there's some pack line into these Billikens.
Some pack line? Is that what you said?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, which is fine with me. Like, I mean, look, if that's how you can, I say, what is Soderbergh doing? Well, can we get him? Can we get him as a consultant?
He's helping out his son at Billiken right now, I think.
Oh, let's get him over here as a consultant. Hell yeah.
I mean, I can't, he's such the philosophy is so different overall than shirts, but I think there probably is something to be learned there.
Oh yeah. The one thing that the Billiken defense did not do well was defend without fouling. But I mean, look, I don't know. It didn't bother me too much.
I mean,
I thought it was really more of a referee issue
Sure.
than a Billiken defense issue. I mean, if I think the fouls were such that, you know, GCU did not GC we should have gotten to the line more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we so it was 19 of 22, 86.4% that Grand Canyon shot. So probably more attempts than you would want them to have, and clearly they were ready to shoot when they got to the line. Thames, Zach, in addition to all of the guys that we've mentioned as having individual good, like really solid defensive efforts, Kellen Thames plays 10 minutes and maybe had a couple of the more memorable sequences on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think we need to start like having an official segment of this show where we just do the holy shit moments of Kellen Thames, the Kellen Thames holy shit moment of the game.
Yeah, that's right.
I think because he just does something every game that you're like, whoa, whoa. And that in this game was two straight possessions where he got a steal on each possession. It was he was just so good in this one. Of course, he exited the game after being leveled with a Conklin like screen. Was it dirty? I don't think it was dirty. But like,
at first,
I have different
thought
issues.
it was. At first, I thought it was dirty. Breidenbach. It was like kind of the Conklin situation. It's mid court, and they've got their big goon out there, Breidenbach. He kind of had his shoulder down a little bit and his arm maybe up a little bit.
He did.
Right
Somebody in our section said that he might have done this or whatever they do.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't think he did. I don't think
the
he quite
first
got
replay,
there.
his arms are moving like that, but then he kind of like just like tilts his shoulder forward a little bit. So like I the very first replay I saw of it, I was like, that's dirty. And the second one, I was like, okay, I don't think I'd call like anything special on that one. But yeah, Thames hit the deck and was clearly in pain.
I mean, my biggest issue with that whole thing is that they let the play go on when you have a head injury.
Yes.
Like,
right.
I'm not the big like rah concussion, like, ban, like I think NFL would be better without helmets. Like, I just think people would stop flying headfirst all over the place and concussions would kind of decrease. But that's my QAnon of football conspiracy, right? But like, that's a head injury, man. Like, if you're going to make a point to stop things because of head injuries, that has to be stopped immediately. And for there to be, like 3 shots at the basket,
yeah,
is just outrageous. Like, you want to give them 1 shot at the basket, like I'm fine with that. I don't know how that fits into the rule, but if we're gonna have this is a bad rule conversation, which I'm happy to have.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was pissed.
But just to wrap that up, he went to the locker room. He didn't return for the rest of the game, so 10 minutes and done. He probably went through concussion protocol. I don't know for sure, but we did hear from Stu that he will be evaluated in the next few days. For what it's worth, he was spotted later that night getting a sandwich and was said to have looked fine. So
a well-deserved sandwich. Wait, why was he needing a sandwich, man? Like, why are we not getting him? Did we not get catering after the game?
We always had a team meal before the game, and you got your per diem. So after the game was up to you. So yeah, if that's still how it is. I know things have changed in the last 20 years.
Anyway, the official Kellen Thames holy shit moment of the game, brought to you by Two Men in a Garden, is Kellen Thames 2 straight possessions where he records a steal.
He was great on the defensive end. I thought his offensive game was not there in this one. He turned it over a few times, and then he had that one where he tried to take it 1-on-3. And as we'll circle back and do Lindenwood, but really going 1-on-3 was kind of the thing that we thought we had kind of scouted ourselves out of.
Yes.
And so he tried to do too much in that one. And he knew it, but yeah. Anyway,
when you have that sort of athleticism and talent, I mean, you get a little big head. You think you can do a little more.
The thing is, it's in a game where he hadn't really done anything offensively yet. If it were a game where he had just made some like incredible plays and it was kind of a heat check, by all means, see what you could do. Go off, King. But
Go off, King.
in a game where he hadn't really done anything on that end yet, I think he was forcing it a little bit. Instead, he's got to pull that out and set up the offense instead. But Zach, somebody else we got to talk about. We haven't said his
Oh,
name yet. Dion Brown led SLU with a
where the hell did this guy come from?
career high 15 rebounds, 5 on the offensive end. He fouled out, not entirely surprising given the officiating in this one. He was fantastic.
Unbelievable. Talk a little bit about what Shirts had to say, and then I am gonna gush. I'm gonna glaze Dion Brown, as the kids say today.
All right, I will do that. So in his post game quotes about Brown, Shirt said one of the things that about him is the impact that he's had on Amari McCautry. He said he's inspired his team and specifically called out McCautry as benefiting from it. Right. So he gave all these quotes about how good Brown has been, but said the kind of the underrated aspect, the thing people aren't noticing, is that impact. And yeah, we'll get to McCautry soon, but so it's not just Brown, skying for these rebounds. He really does seem to be, and I loved his post game comments. By the way, he was the one that they had with Troy Robertson after the game, talking to him. And I love listening to him talk. He seems like he's having a lot of fun. Seems like he loves it here.
I'm gonna have to
He
go
loved,
listen to
yeah,
that.
he loved the environment. He really, in a couple paragraphs, he just says like all the right things. And I loved the interview. I'm so much higher on him than I expected to be, and it sounds like you are too.
Oh, Dion Brown is my second favorite Dion after Dion of Runaround Sue fame. The margin is rapidly shrinking though.
Good to know.
Yes,
Good to know.
I love Dion Brown. I thought I was a Sharma guy. I'm a Brown guy.
He's
Don't
been
clip that.
he's been an incredible surprise to me.
I've seen some people compare other players to Jordair Jet this season. I think stylistically and kind of his weapons are a lot like Jordair's weapons. He can go to the block. He might be a little bit less deliberate than Jordair on the
Sure.
block. Read slow. I think Dion Brown's more of a get it and go guy. Jordair was more
Yes.
of a physical kind of just overpower you. By the way, shout out Jordair Jet. Got to see him. Shout out Mama Jet was there.
Oh, great.
Also Baby Jordair,
Amazing.
which Jordair was unbelievably proud to introduce me to Baby Jordair. And his lovely wife or girlfriend or whatever. Got to meet her as well. But I think Dion Brown doesn't shoot a lot. Like he's not, a 3-point gunner. He's not the guy that's usually going to pull up.
Eight points in this game. Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think, and his defense, his rebounding, you talk about Jordair Jet. Jordair Jet was a monster on the boards. I love Dion Brown. Dion Brown. What can Brown do for SLU?
That's right. There you go. There's an NIL shirt right there.
That's that I can't take credit. That's like an oldie from like when Danny Brown was
Oh, is it
like when
really?
we played. It was that was a sign that a friend of mine had in the student section
About Danny Brown.
about Danny Brown at the Xavier game where Brown for Xavier scored the game-winning basket.
Oh,
Was it Derek Brown? I can't
Derek
remember.
Brown. Yeah,
Was
yeah.
it? Okay. Yes. So I
So
can't take credit, but put it on a shirt. NIL store. What can Brown do for SLU?
the thing that stands out on his rebounding is his standing vertical is
Whew.
incredible. Like,
Again,
like how,
Jordair.
how many times did you see in traffic him being the high set of hands? And he's 6'3", 6'4". He's not a big guy in the context of like a full 10 college basketball players out there. He's not the smallest. It wasn't Trey
That guy
Green.
doesn't skip plyo day.
Oh my God. He gets up, man. There were multiple times where I was just like my jaw dropped. I'm like, how did he get that one? Right? Just amazing effort, amazing ability. I was so impressed. Quentin Jones only had 4 fouls despite 3 in the first half. He picked them all up pretty quickly. Ended up with
he was a
6-3 and
major, he
2.
was a big time victim of the ref show.
He was. That third one, that loose ball foul, I know people weren't happy about. I actually thought the two calls before that were even worse, but I'm not sure he ever really got into a rhythm because of that. He had by far the worst plus minus of anyone who played 10 or more minutes in the game at -6. But Zach, somebody who was a big plus in this game, Amari McCautry, led SLU with 20 points, which is not a career high because he just had a career high at 23. He was 0 for 4 from 3, and Grand Canyon looked happy to let him settle for those. But he was excellent, excellent going to the rim. We already talked about his layups to finish the first half, but all game long, it's obvious that Grand Canyon wanted him to shoot and not drive.
What's incredible about Amari McCautry is that we'll talk about it in the Lindenwood game too. But everyone kind of in my area, my seating area, was kind of bemoaning him for taking those 4 threes. Kind of like, why are you taking the shot? Why are you taking the shot? Of course, he had an incredible game otherwise. Yes. It was the same it was either Lindenwood, maybe it was Lindenwood, maybe it was SEMO, where he had like a really tough start and then they came out. I think it was Lindenwood, like where he was doing that Kellen Thames thing, driving 1-on-3. And after that, in the second half, he was unbelievable. In this game, had a rough time from beyond 3, but everything else was outstanding.
It was. And he is now, after these last couple games, SLU's leading scorer this season, over 17 points a game. I don't think anyone would have called that through our first 4 games with all of the glut of weapons that we had on this team. But Zach, the other thing is watching him this season is a lot like the experience of watching, the first installment of a superhero franchise, where you're like watching someone discover their superpowers in real time. Like there have been times where he like kind of goes to the rim like he wasn't planning on it and is like, oh, I could just I'll just take it right here. And hearing that some of the more veteran members of the team, like Brown, have really helped his confidence and his awareness and his just whatever the psychology is behind it all. We really are watching in real time a guy who knew he was good at basketball really figure out this game. Like right in front of our eyes. He's understanding how to use his tools, how to work within the system, and how to be effective. And now he's scoring over 17 points a game, which is remarkable. And that's for a guy who's not really found his 3-point shot yet, shooting 20% for the season.
If he finds a 3-point shot, he's going to the league.
If he can hit 1 in 3 3-pointers, as a collegiate player, that's really going to be a problem for the A10. It's really going to be a problem because you can't stop him going to the rim. I'm forgetting now who tweeted it out, but basically you put a big guy on him and he goes around him. You put a guard on him and he goes over him. It's been remarkable watching him do that this year. And it reminds me last year of all the times where I was just like just take it. I could think of like 2 or 3 times at the George Washington game last season where I was there and watching him have opportunities that he passed up, and he's seeing those this year and he's taking them, and it's been really fun to see.
4 of 6 from the line as well. He was 8 of 13 from the field, which you'll take all day. Yeah. Only 2 turnovers in this one. He dished out 4 assists. When?
I know.
No idea. It was only 1 foul. Got a steal in there, of course, the steal to end the first half. Just an outrageous performance from a sophomore, man.
Yeah, no sophomore slump. The kid's blowing up, and we heard shirts. We heard a lot of the assistants say last year that he has all conference potential. I didn't know they meant as a sophomore.
Cue the Shaq meme.
Yeah, I apologize. I was not familiar. I mean, he certainly wasn't on any of the preseason all conference teams. But
I was only vaguely familiar with your game, Amari. I apologize.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic from him. Robbie Avila just did his thing. Zach, we're not the first to say it. I mean, I was thinking it the whole game last night. I know you agree with it. It's his 3-point shot just looked the way that I had it written in the notes immediately after the game last night. Avila had 14, going 4 for 7 from outside. All of them were good shots. He could have had a couple more. And then he had 3 assists and 4 turnovers. Every time he took a shot in this game, you felt like it was going in.
You could feel the ball leaving his hand. It's a very weird sensation
Yep.
when it's like the mental sensation is, this is getting really freaking off the rails. It's like when you would play college hoops and you would take the shot, and you know how you'd have to hold the button down for a certain length to get the exact right moment to finish the shot.
Yeah.
It felt like when you knew in the game that you had held it at the right point and it was going to go in.
Sure.
It was just, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, but
his shot selection is great. He hasn't been.
He doesn't have to hunt
all.
for it. He doesn't have
No.
to, and it's
When he gets
amazing. And he's the type of guy. Sorry, he's the type of guy that doesn't rush for anyone if he doesn't have to.
That's right. Yeah, he lets the
He's
game
going to
come
be
to
the
him.
guy late to the party if he's the one bringing the beer.
He lets the game
Right.
come to him when he's alone on the perimeter and takes that shot. Like there were a couple where he had a defender either too close or closing out, and he just passed out of it. You know, he didn't try and force it. So he takes the shot when he's open. He takes his time on his shot. He squares up and he has the same release. It's a little bit unorthodox, you know, everything about it, the way it comes out of his hand even. But you just know that every single time it has a chance of going in. And yeah, 4 for 7, and it felt like 7 for 7 out of his hands.
Green, you kind of talked about him in the open. He was outstanding, like oddly outstanding, like
He
quietly outstanding.
he doesn't pop out of the box score here, which is fine. You know, if he's happy with it, I'm happy with it. We talked about his defense being great, like way better than expectations. He only scored 7 points. He played 21 minutes, but Zach, he led the team in plus minus at plus 26. There were various points in this game where I just kept thinking, all right, Green, Avila, McCautry, Brown. Like it feels like those four were the absolute right players to go with in this game. I think you could make a case for a few guys at number 5. I think Sharma's the one I would have put there. But the good things happened when Green was on the floor last night. I think that's just without question.
Yeah, he was so good. He was the most aggressive, I thought, on defense.
Yes.
Not necessarily, looking for steals, but you know, he was just a pest all night
Fast break
for
layup.
Grand Canyon.
He got up on a fast break layup. I wasn't sure if he was going to dunk it because he had another one where he followed up on a layup that went in, and he was like on the rim, and I was kind of like, oh, don't give us like an
Yes,
offensive,
yes.
like don't give us
So
a T or anything for that.
so Brennan Williams texted me I think later in the evening, like, or later on in the game, like, yeah, the obvious basket interference. I go, what are you talking about? It was self-preservation at worst.
He was
The
flying at
ball
the
was
rim.
down.
The ball was down. He was flying at the rim. It was one of those to just kind of like not hurt himself or anybody
Yes.
else. Yeah.
Yes, it had nothing.
Good no call.
Yes, I agree. Sharma and Dunlap. Each had 8 off the bench. Sharma just continues to be awesome.
Yeah.
Kind of casually awesome.
Yeah.
He's another one where he's a guy that is just a safety valve. Even when you can't get him a shot open, at some point he's going to get open, and he's damn well going to make it.
Well, and he's going to pull a defender out, right? Because
Yes.
no matter where he's going to be, he's always in motion. He's kind of like Jimerson in that way. He's moving around a lot on the perimeter, and the defense has to chase him because if you let him get squared, he's going to shoot and he's going to make it. 2 for 5 from 3 in this game. Not like a spectacular number, but if he's going to shoot 40% all season, that's an elite 3-point shooter, and you take that.
You know what I didn't mention in the open for good? The Billiken soccer team's A10 champs, and we're going to talk about it in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm an
Okay.
ass. I
Way to shoehorn
suck.
that in.
I suck. Um, Brady Dunlap. This game felt like a step forward for him, looking comfortable.
I think so too. Yeah,
I think he's been the one player on this team that has looked uncomfortable.
and there it was a little shaky in this game too because I thought that 3-point attempt that he got fouled on was maybe not the best attempt. Like like he was kind of it was a weird play. It was a
That was a
weird look at
Marshall
him.
Henderson 3-point shot attempt.
It was one of those like where a guy seemed to be trying to make the most of limited minutes.
Or he just thought he was Curry because that's a Steph Curry. Like the way he landed was very Steph Curry, like where he's very like spread out feet
Yes.
wise.
It was it,
Go moving forward.
Everything about it was a little off, a little awkward, but he got fouled. He made all three of the free throws, and then he made his only
And he
two
got us
point
to
attempt.
6-7.
He did. He made his only 2-point attempt and his only 3-point attempt. Didn't get in foul trouble, turning over too much, anything like that. He played a solid game, and I think you're right. It felt like progress.
Uh Paul the big O, Paul Otieno. He finished with 7 and 6 with three very monstrous blocks. That was something we haven't seen in a while.
We sure we definitely haven't. The one I liked the most was the one where he blocked the shot into the guy who has shot it as he was falling out of bounds. So it's like
Yes.
not only do you get the block, but you get the possession too. And to me, it's like good players block shots, great players get the ball. So like that I thought was awesome. 7 and 6, 3 blocks, like you said, stayed out of foul trouble, which is huge for him. That's something he's not really been able to do a lot this season. He played 21 minutes. And as we said with Dunlap, I thought this game felt like progress for him as well. His defense especially was very good. And then yeah, he was on the receiving end of some great alley-oops, two of them.
Yes.
One of which felt like he came down from the rafters.
I that is that the screen cap is going to be the thumbnail, and you can just see how high up he was.
He
His
really
arm was
was.
it was crazy. You mentioned blocks, and this was probably one of the things where I thought the Billikens weren't so good in this game, and they got blocked a lot by Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon did have some pretty good length at a lot of positions.
Uh,
No question. I think they had a little bit of a size advantage.
I have the game on replay right now, and a moving screen just got called on Robbie Avila. I thought this was the worst assessment of moving screens I had seen in a long time. Like the most like archaic like interpretation of a moving screen.
And something tells me when we play our A10 opponents later this
Oh,
year,
it's dude, we're
we're
not
not
gonna get a
we're not going to
single
get those.
moving screen call. No, we're not.
No.
Nope. Um, let's see. His defense, like I said, with the blocks, pretty impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, for
He
sure.
also guarded the smaller players really well, I thought.
He did.
Everyone guarded 1 through 5 really, really well.
having
Um,
having having a big who's that athletic, who could switch, who could stay in front of guards. I mean, like what a blessing that is to have.
let's talk about the minutes in this one, Pete.
Yeah, so almost everyone has been playing in that like 19 to 21 minute range in each of the first three games. We started to see the minutes get a little more concentrated in this game. Brown led with 29, followed by McCautry at 28, Avila at 26. All three I said were the guys you wanted to play as much as possible in this game. We had a couple more in the 20 to 22 range, but still, no one got to 30 minutes. Like Shirt said, I'm not going to be playing guys 30 minutes a game. I still think, like you said before, we probably put the walk-ons a little too early, put those freshmen in a little too early. When I saw Cam Hudson out there for the first time, I was kind of like, all right, there's still a little bit of clock on this game that I think might be a little much, but no, overall, I think the minutes distribution, we saw some signs of maybe things to come if it's got to be a game that you absolutely got to get a win.
Yep. It was a lot of fun, man. This game was awesome. Let's see. Where are we, Pete?
So I was going to say, in terms of the issues that SLU had in the first game, they continued to turn it over too much. They continued to foul too much.
Again, hold on. I'm going to defend them on the fouling. I feel as they were a little they got homered at home in this one, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah, but they ended up +7 in fouls, right? Like, should that have been maybe
yes.
3?
Yes. Okay. No, I mean, I give it, I mean, I think let's subtract two from Quentin Jones's or Dion's 4. Do you have 5?
He had 4.
He had 4.
Think,
so
no. Sorry. He had 5. Jones.
Yeah, I'll take 2 from Dion, 2 or 3 from Dion. Honestly, I thought 2 or 3 of them were terrible. Mm-hmm. I thought Quentin Jones got rung up on one. And then I thought Robbie had 2 moving screens that were pretty rough. Okay. I mean, I think around 7. Yeah.
I still think we had probably more fouls than Grand Canyon did, but
all right.
The rest.
Embrace debate in the comments. What do you think about the foul disparity in this game?
18 turnovers to just 12 for Grand Canyon. Soderberg used to say that 10 was his cutoff for a good game or bad game in terms of total turnovers.
Yeah, bro was playing 35-minute shot clocks.
You cut me off before I said
because when I read your notes, I read it and I was already thinking about the rebuttal.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, closer to 15, Zach. Maybe more reasonable now. Shorter shot clock, faster tempo. 18 is too many, regardless. So, I appreciate the rebuttal. Points off turnovers. 21-10 is the real issue there, right? If you turn it over 18 times and don't let them capitalize, okay, but clearly they did in this game, +11 in that category. And then Grand Canyon also had 15 offensive rebounds, again, way too many, but luckily this one didn't bite SLU as much. It only led to 7 second chance points.
I want to defend the Billikens again here. All right.
Go for it.
The rebounds, there was like 3 on the possession where Kellen Thames got smashed. And that's it. So 12's not good, but
I do think Grand Canyon, there was a little bit of like luck on like some of their missed threes. Yes. Kind of like bounced far, and like there were some unlucky ones. I don't think like you can't get on your team for every offensive board. Sometimes it just doesn't bounce your way, and it's okay. It doesn't mean you're out of position. It doesn't mean you're not trying. And I do think we had more of those go against us than for us, for what it's worth. We already talked about Thames and his scary moment. The dunk where Otieno came down from the rafters, he landed on a Grand Canyon player who was already on the ground, the guy he had posterized. He tweaked his ankle a little bit. And like Thames, he's going to be evaluated, in the next couple days here. I'm kind of cautiously optimistic on this one. He walked off. He didn't look too bad. I think they kind of called it a night for him at that point, but I don't know. He's a tough guy. It didn't look too bad to me.
There were some local celebrities on here, quite a few. You had alumni. We got to go with the alumni first. We can't go with the non-alums first. Jordair Jett, Corey Remican, Anthony Bonner, Roland Gray, Ryan Luchtefeld, of course. He's always there. Ryan Luchtefeld's always there. I'll give him that. That's Gray, like saying Troy Robertson wasn't there. Roland Gray's always there.
Gray's always there. And now Bonner and Gray his son.
Sits right by me.
Yeah, Bonner and his son Brock. I want them to go to all the games.
Yes.
I want them to get addicted to this. Right.
Bernard Gilkey and Brian Jordan. Just what that's like a Mad Libs of Cardinal past.
Yeah, 90s Cardinals outfielders, man. Right now, I'm just pulling baseball cards out.
Yeah,
he was there.
Adam Archuleta was there. Ricky Prohl.
I need
Aeneas Williams was there. Aeneas Williams. Aeneas Williams is a funny guy. He would hang out at the Maryland Heights Hooters all the time.
Okay.
Anytime I'd go there to get some wings, he would be to get like wings to go. He'd be chilling at the bar. Yeah, he's a big Hooters guy.
So Bernard Gilkey, I should say, is actually from St. Louis. He's the rare Cardinal to actually be from St. Louis. I believe he went to U City High School. U City High School. So
those guys making money. We can't get them to fund. Maybe this. Are they working on something? Are they working on a?
I'm just him being there is nice enough. I'm not going to try and get money out of these 90s Cardinals.
That's why you're not built for this. That's why you're not built for this, Pete. I'm ready to ask. I'm ready to ask. I'm not a salesperson, but I'm ready to ask at this point because we need a better baseball stadium. Timo Baumgartel was there. And then last and certainly least for selling out to the GCU, the cult of the GCU. Sophie Cunningham was sitting behind their bench. Which do we know why?
The best information I've gotten so far is she's apparently dating Wilhelm Breidenbach.
Oh my God! Why?
I'm kidding, Zach. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, does he have a hammer? Jesus.
I wanted to see how you react there. I did not think you would believe
me.
My
God.
No,
you didn't think I'd believe you?
I mean, I was gonna say, yeah, I mean she's dating him, but might upgrade to the other guy with goggles on the floor.
She can upgrade to me. Although actually that would be in height, kind of a downgrade.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Probably so. But no, somebody wrote that she has apparently done some stuff in the past with like Grand Canyon's women's coach. But I think
really that's interesting. Wait, that's yes. I know this. It's oh God, it's the really attractive one. It's the really attractive one.
Yes, I don't know her name, but I don't know if they've whatever. So I thought maybe, okay, did Grand Canyon like buy an influencer here for the evening or something like that? But I didn't see Cunningham post about the game at all.
Oh, wait, no, that coach moved on to somewhere because I thought we should have hired her.
Okay.
But I don't know what the hell, unless there's another assistant that I don't know about, which is it's very plausible. I don't know anything about Grand Canyon women's basketball.
Yeah. Anyway, so the why I don't officially know.
Okay, well, we'll figure that out at some point, I guess. Probably not.
Keep doing your research, Zach. Yeah,
yes,
I'm sure you need a lot of excuses to look up Sophie Cunningham.
I don't look up Sophie Cunningham. I look upward at her. If I was in the same, general vicinity.
Sure.
Beating this team was cathartic, Pete. Cathartic.
It was. We needed this. I don't think I could have handled losing to this team. I wish we had done it by a larger margin.
Yes.
But mostly I'm just glad to be done with their trolls, Zach.
Yes. And the guy, speaking of their trolls, the guy who kicked off that tweet going around was Brett NBEHTTC. It's at Saladino World. He's apparently a North Carolina fan and a Chinese food guy. Like he just likes Chinese food. Apparently he's got like 4,300 followers for some reason. I don't know.
And they must really like him because it kind of caught fire.
So shout out to that guy.
So this message that like Grand Canyon is BS must really resonate. Because when West Pine Bills reposted that the thing on their own website that says, "Is Grand Canyon University a diploma mill?" That, the last time I checked, like an hour ago, had 41,000 likes.
Jesus.
So the message, like us getting thousands of likes for these, them getting tens of thousands of likes for that.
The message is trash GCU and you get engagement.
And it's so funny because when I kind of like said this kind of stuff on Billikens.com, people were like, who cares? And I was just like, really? Like, we're about to play this team, and you guys are like, oh, take it easy on them. Like, I was like, I don't get this. Like, I thought like maybe we could kind of talk some trash here at the team we're about to play.
Yeah.
Does really
Like
nobody care
even
that?
if I didn't care that they're a diploma mill, like I
Mhm.
generally that does nothing to my life. Like that I don't care at all. Like it doesn't phase me per se, but I'm gonna call them out because it'll piss them off.
Sure, but
Yeah.
it's also like if like I don't know, I'm trying to think like at any point in SLU history if they were like, yeah, we're going to be playing Vatterott College because they
DeVry.
yeah, we're going to be playing DeVry. They went all in on college athletics. You'd be like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Like that's
Yeah.
just like that's not what that kind of school is. And so it's always just been weird to me. And if people don't care, they don't care. But clearly some people do. If this kind of stuff is getting thousands of likes
Yes. Yeah.
on social media. And so like I don't know, all the Billikens.com people are like, doesn't matter to me. Billiken or college athletics has already jumped the shark. It's like, okay, but within the context of college
Yeah.
athletics,
Dude,
it's still weird.
we're talking it's a like it's the thing you put on the dirt sheet for the student section.
Yes, yes, that's all I'm saying is like,
That's all that
talk
matters is
trash.
that it's dirt.
We are playing a school with a stock price that they are concerned.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
come on, come on. What are we doing here? By the
Um,
way, their stock is down
oh
20% in the
no.
last month.
Oh no. Good job. That's the Josh Shirt special.
It's going to go down on Monday in
Uh
early trading on Monday. It's going down again.
I I learned though that apparently Purdue has a similar business model. According to Brendan, take it for what it's worth. But essentially they own a third party that basically runs everything.
Huh. Okay.
I like so they like outsource. It's kind of like a Learfield, but for your entire university
So like the administrative function is
is
it
outsourced
sort of
to
operates independently from the university, even though the university has the primary
the
ownership interest.
business arm of the university is a third party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is that a like a private like but you said Purdue owns that third party.
Yes, I think GC like Lopes. The school owns the GCE company that runs.
Well, I know it's vice versa. GCE
Okay.
owns the school, which is now classified, the school itself is classified as a nonprofit, but it is essentially the operating company to the GCE holding company, which is a for-profit publicly traded company.
Okay. Yeah, I don't care. GCU stinks. GCU stinks. They're fans for the like, except for Brennan so far,
Except for
and
Brennan. Yeah,
I'm
he
sure
seems
the
like a great
families
guy.
that I'm sure the families that go to games are pretty chill. Um, he loved. We went to Pappy's on Friday
He was
around
happy with it.
3:30. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, he was. He said, I believe his quote was, "It met the moment."
Oh, great, great.
And then so after that, obviously you gotta kind of walk off the barbecue that kind of sits. And so I gave a campus tour, walked them all the way to Van de Venner and then walked back towards the arena.
Great.
Um and dude, he was like, you don't see anything like this in Phoenix. Like
In terms of what?
nothing. I guess just because like besides old buildings, like architecture,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
it's just a slab of desert that they just kind of infinitely expand on.
Have you been to Phoenix?
I got stuck there on a layover, coming back from San Jose.
It's the most like beige
Yeah.
place you've ever seen. Like everything is just this
Everything looks like the
monochromatic.
new McDonald's buildings.
There's no green, right? Because there's no like real trees or grass or anything. Like it's just so like the buildings are the same color as the earth and like it's very monochromatic in a weird way. And yeah, it's this huge valley, very big and spread out. It's like 5 million people. It's like super it's an interesting place. But yeah, it's not the most architecturally
Oh,
interesting for
but
sure.
he was we went up to couple's house, which I still don't know what couple's house actually is. I just know
Oh
it's a
yeah.
house that's really pretty. He was a
Yes.
big fan of DeBerg Hall.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, I think he was just really impressed with Slew and super nice guy.
Yeah,
He's
he seemed like it.
he his married. He's good dude. He his only fault is being a Grand Canyon fan. Not from Arizona, by the way, originally, he says.
Oh, really? So that's great. Like all of the, and it's so great to have like that interaction where we like went on each other's shows,
Yeah.
good interaction. He comes in, you show him a good time. Like that to me is like, that's what it should be.
Strippers, cocaine, whole big thing.
Exactly. Yeah. The St. Louis special. Uh,
He got well finishing and I got
I was just going to say, like Connor from VCU came in, really enjoyed St. Louis. We always have good interactions with Connor Bailey
yeah.
online. But yeah, then you just like, I don't know, like you have those and it's great. And it's like, that's what it should be.
Yes.
But unfortunately, not all of our opposing fan
Talk all the
interactions are like that.
shit between the time the game's like you're the next opponent and then after the game it's like, all right, we're cool.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's chill. It's chill. No, super fun. But it was dude, it was so that night was last night was so much fun, man.
It
I
was.
I felt alive again. And there was I learned a little bit about, GCU, and apparently it's like fenced in, like an actual fence, like quarter mile, like it's very, very small,
Huh.
and it's just a ton of I don't know, according to him, I looked at the map of it, and it's like there are so many apartment buildings on this campus, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It kind of almost feels like a military base.
Okay.
Apparently no alcohol is allowed on campus.
Okay.
They don't really have a bar scene.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah, it was. He said he was like, I'm super excited to golf in the fall, like have fall golf, because you don't get the foliage,
Oh, sure.
like you don't get that in Arizona. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. Anyway, let's move backwards here.
Yeah.
To go forward, we got to know where we came from. So let's talk about this Lindenwood game. It was and we'll hit all the important notes, but we won't stay on it too long. We got to talk men's soccer. A 109-66 win against Lindenwood. This was Monday the 10th. 16 turnovers in the first half. 16, Pete. And yet the Billikens still scored 43 points.
Yeah, they left so much on the table, right? Is what I keep thinking of when I see these turnover numbers, which became obvious in the second half. Eric Pitlick, by the way, the
This was
Archbaron
awesome.
historian himself.
This was a great insight from Eric, by the way.
Yeah, he just said it really simply. Like the halftime adjustment was simply if there's a defender in front of you on a fast break, pull it out and run a set. Right? That's it. We already talked about Kellen Thames not doing that in a 1-on-3 against Grand Canyon, but without that frenetic pace of trying to force fast break points every time down, like they did in the first couple games, they played the best half of the season to
To
that
that
point.
point.
To that point.
Nice.
Right.
We're in sync, guys.
So they cut down on turnovers in the second half, just 4. It gave them 20 for the game, and scored 66 points in the half, which is a Shea Fitz Arena record, and
It's
not the only
crazy.
one they set in this game.
It was awesome. Awesome. Again, a fun game.
Yeah.
Shirts talked in his post-game interview. He complained and joked in a joking manner about the turnovers. He talked a little bit about getting in a rhythm in the second half and not forcing things. He covered playing better defense and limiting points per possession. Well, we saw the results of whatever adjustments they made between that and the Grand Canyon game. Incredible.
Yeah. And they forced 24 turnovers from Lindenwood. So as infuriating as the first half turnovers were, SLU ended up with 34 points off turnovers compared to 22 for Lindenwood. So it didn't really wind up being that big a story. You just saw how much they were leaving on the table as the second half unfolded.
Pete, what percentage did this? Well, there's a new percentage record for the game for a new shooting percentage for a single game. Chaffetz Arena record. Pete, what percentage is that?
66.7%.
6-7.
Oh God, I walked right into it. You know what? When I'm talking to
I think it's hilarious.
When I'm talking to my children, I'm like ready for it because I could tell when they're setting me up. But when I'm talking to another adult, I don't expect that.
Well, this is I hate to tell you, you're not talking to an adult.
Oh, I'm well aware. Slew, by the way, went 11 of 21, which is 52.4% from outside. They really couldn't be stopped at the rim, which is why they only took 21 threes. That's kind of a low number for them, right?
Yeah. That's wild. But I mean, they were also getting, like you said, I mean, why shoot threes?
Yeah.
When you can, get to the rim and lay it in nice and easy.
Yeah, if you're going to shoot 67% from all over, like, yeah, go for just take the easy stuff.
Rebel without a cause, Swishan Sharma. He took the first mid-range shot of the season, the rebel that he is. Yes. It was a fadeaway. He missed it.
He missed it.
I love it. I love it. Keep the defenses honest. I want at least one. I want a mid-range every game. I think it's worth the the uncertainty for the defenses.
I think Thames took a mid-range shot in the Grand Canyon game in the first half as the shot clock was expiring, and he missed that one too. So I think if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the only one, which would put us.
This is a self-fulfilling prophecy. We're just, I don't know. I just said that word. I don't know what it means.
So, well, luckily for Sharma, he was fantastic in the beginning of both halves. Tied his career high with 16 points, 4 of 6 from 3, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. And he was also plus 32, so tied for second on the game. Fantastic in this game. And it's a good thing because if you just come out there and take a mid-range shot, we may not have seen him in the second game. Big no in this system, right?
Yeah, I again, like I said, I don't mind keeping the defense honest at all three levels at least.
You're a rebel.
Yes. Amari McCautry, once again, we're talking about him. This is he had his career high in this game. We talked about it in the GCU recap. 23 points, a career high, leads all Billikens, and he's leading the Billikens in scoring. He had 9 rebounds. Again, outstanding game from him.
Yeah, the 9 rebounds were also by far the high on the team. I want to say the next person had 4 or 5. He was 10 of 13 from the field. They couldn't stop him going to the basket. Stop me if you've heard that before. And this was mostly after he drove us crazy in the first half with 3 bad turnovers. So most of that production, Zach, was just as they were going off in the second half. He was a big reason why. Dion Brown, 17 points on 6 of 7 shooting. 1 of 2 from 3, so the only thing he missed was a 3-pointer. He was 4 or 5 from the line. Had a few turnovers from trying to do too much, but overall he was just like his disruptive self out there. And yeah,
so fun.
Fan favorite.
Speaking of fan favorites, Kellen Thames came off the bench to score 12. He went 5 of 6 from the field, including an absolutely disgusting spin move and a highlight reel windmill dunk. And this was the highlight reel windmill dunk is the the official Kellen Thames holy shit moment of the game for the Billikens win over Lindenwood.
Speak for yourself. That's the one that got clipped and shared, and it was the highlight of the game. For me, it's the spin move because I truly didn't see it coming, and it was so fast and so clean. It was just like he hit I don't know. Been a long time since I've played a video game, but like just R1 or R2 where you do the spin move.
Yeah, you just say that's on your game controller. That's XY up down. That just
sure.
throw out a random combination. I don't even know if
that's what he did, and it was so clean and so smooth. So I thought that was even cooler than the dunk. But both, I mean, what am I saying? They were both fantastic.
What the argument we're having here, Pete, is a form versus function conversation.
Hey, both of them counted for 2 points.
They did. What was the old Bobby Knight? Coach, I had the best dunk of my career tonight. He says, "Was it worth 3 points?"
It's true. Both were worth 2.
Hey, sometimes the general got it right.
Quentin Jones was the 5th guy in double figures in this game with 10, 4, and 4. He also led SLU with 26 minutes and was tied for second with Sharma. For a second with Sharma at plus 32. The guy who led SLU in plus minus plus 33, Zach, was Robbie Avila. Did really next to nothing in the first half, but ended up with 9 and 3 assists, led the team at plus 33, as I said, because big second half. It was him and McCautry, really.
Also, I'd like to introduce a new nickname for Ishan Sharma.
Okay.
3-Shan Sharma.
Sure. Yeah. I've heard Swishan Sharma.
Yeah, that's both of that's what I was going for.
Okay.
That was me originally, but I want to like introduce. See, I'm trying to workshop it here. I'm focus groups. So we tried Swishan for a minute. Now we're gonna go to 3-Shan Sharma.
3-Shan. Okay. I like them all so far. Nothing but winners.
I want to end up with more nicknames for Ishan Sharma than Robbie Avila by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Yeah, I like it. Trey Green and Paulo Tieno, I think I have to cut my note on this one, Zach, because I said they kind of remained a little mysterious. We knew they were good players coming in, but they just hadn't looked comfortable yet in the system. But we talked about that Grand Canyon game really feeling like progress for both of them. So I think we could scratch that note.
Does anybody want to be like a producer for this show so we can have sound effects? Because this, again, would be a great place to insert the Shaq. I'm sorry, I wasn't familiar with your game.
Is that what we need is like sound effects and like
should start doing boings.
we want to turn this into like a full morning zoo.
No, but I mean, just like I think what is it? The Workaholics guys have a podcast. They do a lot of sound effects on.
Okay.
I like them. They're funny.
They are a good hang.
Let's see. Yeah, not so mysterious anymore. Trey Green and Paulo Tieno. Dunlap, another one who is, we took a step in understanding the mystery. It's like after, it's like the second of a Hardy Boys series of mystery books. We got past this, the game after the Lindenwood game. We learned a little bit more.
That's right.
He still feels like the 9th player.
We're building characters out here. He's kind of starting to pop into the story a little bit more and more, and he's gonna become a fan favorite.
He's like Butters
over the course.
He'll start getting some speaking lines eventually.
That's right. Yeah, fans are gonna go, hey, I want to hear more from that guy. I like that guy. He's funny.
Yeah. I need him to show a little more of his personality out there. Like I haven't seen enough of it yet.
Yep.
And I need more of it.
I'm trying to remember which one of his plays it was. It was one of his 2 makes. We saw a little bit of that because it was going into a timeout. And so the camera went and found him, going into a commercial. And you could see him, kind of shout it. You saw his head like kind of go back and forth a few times. So like you saw a little bit of that, that personality, that English he brings to it. As we were going to commercial there. So yeah, I totally agree. We need to get a little bit more of him to get a little bit more of a taste of that. The stats here, Zach, are crazy. 53 bench points, 54 points in the paint, 14 fast break points, which seems low. But given the turnovers in the first half, it actually kind of makes sense. 16 assists on 38 field goals also seems a little bit low, but it's up from the first 2 games. 109 was a new high against a D1 opponent at Chaffetz Arena. First time they've scored 90 or more in the first 3 games of the season. First time they've ever scored 100 in back-to-back games, and it was the 300th game at Chaffetz Arena. So, fun milestone game.
How did I not know it was the 300th game at Chaffetz Arena?
I didn't either until it was mentioned in the broadcast.
That's really frustrating. Like that's something that needs to we should know that going in without reading any pregame notes like that. That should be it should be in your graphic. All the graphics that what is it called when you ask for a piece of art to be created? What's that? Commission.
Yeah.
Yes. Bummer that wasn't announced a little bit louder, I guess. But all in all, exactly what you want in a game against Lindenwood. We talked about it, I think, last week with Earl. By the way, thanks again to Earl for coming on and previewing that game
Yeah,
on short notice, especially. I think this is a game where we are willing to excuse the lesser ranked opponent when it's a semi-local or regional a regional name.
that's absolutely right. Yep.
Yeah. So
And especially like after that SIUE loss a few seasons ago, can't take any of them for granted either.
um Pete, talk to me about the Mastodons. Is this program extinct?
That you finished that sentence way better than I expected you to, Zach. By the way, Mastodon's fantastic mascot. For all of the Wildcats that are out there, we only
Yeah.
have one Mastodons.
Yeah,
Come
the
on,
Black Power Rangers, Zach.
get
I
your
was a big
college.
Mastodon fan when I was a kid because there was a Power Ranger named Zach, and his animal was the Mastodon.
All right, I like it. I
I
like
was
it
a
a lot.
fan. I was a
Uh,
fan.
the Mastodons of Purdue Fort Wayne, which has changed names a lot, by the way, over the years. Purdue Fort Wayne, they're 2-3 overall. Both wins are at home, all three losses on the road. Currently 262 in the Ken Palm ratings. John Kaufman's the head coach, now in his 12th season there.
That
The
is not
Jet,
how I expected you to spell or him to spell Kaufman for
no,
whatever reason.
yeah, they're generally a top half Horizon League team, but they haven't made a tournament on his watch yet. They won the regular season title in 2022. They beat Ball State this season and Boyce College, which is a D2 school in Louisville. They lost to Grand Canyon and Western Michigan and Utah. I know it's early and they've got one lower division game in there, but they really do score a lot. They're averaging 93 points a game. Corey Hadnot the second, a 6'3" junior guard who's been there.
His name's Had Not.
Isn't it weird? I may be saying it
Yeah.
wrong. Hadno.
No, that's fantastic.
He's been there his whole career, which is, not something you see anymore. For a guy who's averaging 19.4 points per game with a slash line of 552, 409, 824, he really beats you everywhere. DeAndre Craig Jr. is second at 16 points a game. He's a 6-foot transfer guard from Denver. He also scores on all three levels, similar slash line. And then Mikhail Stevenson, a 6'2" fifth-year player at his fourth school, scores 13 points a game. He's been cold from three so far this year, but otherwise a pretty good scorer. So their top three scorers are all 6 foot to 6'3", which is something I think you could take
A
advantage of.
lot of water bugs, though. Also,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
little unnervy there.
for
Are they
sure.
going to be a little bit quicker than us?
Guys who will pull up from anywhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh, they're an excellent free throw shooting team, especially if you take out one guy. Darius Duffy is 1 of 10 from the line this year. Put him on the line as much as you want.
Oh my
Keep
God.
everyone else off of it.
What's that? What was that guy's name? From Wofford, or
Don't
was
know.
it? Do you remember the guy that like we just would not put at the line last year?
I don't remember
I don't
his
remember
name.
that.
I'm never going
Maybe
to
it
remember his
was.
name. But I mean, he makes
All
Hassan
right.
French look like, Blake Ahern from the free throw line.
Oh
Basically,
God.
so
Did
put
you
him
really
on it.
have to use Blake Ahern's name there?
Yeah, yeah. Hey,
God,
this show is all about ratings, Zach. I want ratings. If I say his
ratings.
name, the local ratings go
Yes,
up.
I'll make sure to put that in the title and on the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
we
mentioned
talked
Blake
about
Ahern.
Blake Ahern.
Why? Frank Cusimano will unblock
Yes,
everyone and come out of there.
yes.
Um, but yeah,
You'll
anyway,
never believe what Blake Ahern is up to.
Duffy's a 6'8" grad student forward. He can rebound, he can score the basket. He's 71% from the field and 10% from the free throw line. Foul the man. Ibrahim Kaba is a name SLU fans might recognize. He transferred from St. Bonaventure, averages about 8 and 4. He's actually been excellent from outside so far. Most of his points are coming from there, 47%. Shooting from outside. They score a lot. This could be one of those games where SLU scores a ton and doesn't quite put them away the way you want to, right? Like we've seen already with opponents that we should beat like that. SLU should have a size advantage that they need to leverage. It's the only game this week, Zach. We've got lots of time to prepare and just take care of business in this game.
His name was Kyler Filowich.
Oh, yeah. I remember him now.
Kyler Filowich, for those who don't remember, played for Wofford. He played 5 years in college. He played 2 years with Southern Illinois, 3 years with Wofford. His 2-point shooting percentage, 517, 546, 653, 578, 575. His free throw percentage, 460, 500, 407, 316, and 316.
Yeah.
And he shot 2 free throws against the Billikens last year.
Yeah,
that is in a 74-71 point loss. And that is one of those that I will always be like, shirts, what the hell happened there?
Yeah. Yes.
So
don't treat Duffy like Filowich. Put him on the free throw line. Don't let him get it inside.
Yes. By the way, he started at Southern Illinois. Weird. All right, Pete. I'll back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah, back to our regularly scheduled programming, Zach. We're going to go around the A10, and
it's quickly becoming my favorite like a low key favorite segment on the show because we get to stretch our legs a little bit. We can really freestyle.
We could freestyle. We can talk a little trash. We can. I like to take the temperature of our conference opponents and see what they're doing, because they're kind of all over the place in the non-conference. On Tuesday 11th, George Mason beat Catawba, a D2 school from North Carolina.
That's how you say it. I thought it was Cabo Wabo.
86-62. Temple thumped LaSalle in a Big Five matchup, 90-63. I kind of wanted LaSalle to get that one.
They took them to church.
Yeah, Temple might be better this year than they've been lately. Fordham 63, Wagner 61. Wagner had a 3 to win it at the buzzer and just barely missed.
They call that the Bonaventure.
I saw two. Yeah, exactly. I saw 2 angles of that shot, and both of them looked good. I can't believe it didn't go in. Davidson 62, Charlotte 55. Davidson wins that insane looking trophy, Zach. Do you remember seeing that last year?
Doesn't it look like the Boeing bomb from Joe Dirt? The big ball of shit that he.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I have not seen Joe Dirt, but
dude, are you kidding me?
No.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Kyle Cassidy is so pissed right now.
Joe Dirt, Zach. The film Joe Dirt.
It is a film. It is a film. It is a film.
All right, so this came out in 2001, which is the year I graduated high school and went to college.
Which feels like you're in the right frame of mind.
Almost every new movie I saw that year was with my girlfriend at the time. She would not have wanted to go see Joe Dirt.
Get your manhood back. Get your manhood back, Coach Klein.
I mean, I kind of feel like I didn't make the wrong choice. God. And hey,
Jesus.
Here's a girl who will talk to me. I'm going to ruin it and take her to Joe.
She would have laughed her ass off. All right, let's go.
Davidson gets the trophy. Richmond 90, William and Mary 86, Rhode Island 80, Stonehill 57. They needed that one. Cincinnati 74, Dayton 62. Dayton went 2 of 26 from 3 in that game. 2 of 26. Yikes. Duquesne 87, Queens 81 in overtime. That was a fun one, but at the same time, Duquesne, don't let Queens take you to overtime at home. Zach, what happened on Wednesday the 12th?
Wednesday, Virginia Tech thumped St. Joe's 94-59. Ken Pom had VT as 9-point favorites. I mean, that's why numbers aren't real.
Yeah.
You never don't ever tell me the odds, Pete.
I thought maybe St. Joe's would give him a game. That was the game. That was the day that Jeff Goodman was complaining there's no good games tonight, and a lot of A10 Twitter was on his case about that. And I would have been like, here's a game that's going to be a good game. It was not a good game.
George Washington 107, American 67. GW really can score. That could be a fun game. When you write fun game, I don't think we have the same definition of fun. I want us to kick the living crap out of everyone.
Who's to say we won't?
That's true. That's true.
This is just my point is that's just two teams who can really, really score. George Washington in all of their games so far has scored a lot.
Yeah. Bonaventure 75, Siena 66. I think this was the game where we're going to go down. Eventually, we're going to talk about this, but I saw an interview with the St. Bonaventure assistant athletic director, and I thought it was so strikingly good and so much better than just the empty nonsense that we get out of the athletic department now.
Yeah.
And as far as like, what's next? What are we doing? What's going on? So I really want to, I want to break that down one day, do a side by side and just show you the stark difference between an athletic director who is, who's open and talks about things and one who doesn't. Let's see. VCU 78, St. Peter's 61. Thursday, Wichita State 94, Loyola 74. I think Loyola's bad. I think they're bad.
Yeah, Zach. And this is not the last data point of the week in that.
No, it's not.
Either. Loyola's season is just
the
most surprising in the A10. Yeah, I gotta say.
And then Friday, Iona 76, Fordham 71. Rhode Island beats Albany 80-61. And then we got some Saturday action as well as Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday, Penn State 83, LaSalle 69. Tough week for LaSalle. Coming down to earth a little bit. George Mason and their vaunted defense 61, New Hampshire 44. St. Bonaventure 84, Youngstown State, who's a bit fun and frisky this year, 80.
By the way, one of the worst graphics I've ever seen after the game. Yeah. Like it was like a picture of the wolf.
Yes.
With like the penguin.
I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
This reminds me of they're like going back to those NCAA, or it was the year that we beat Virginia Tech in a non-conference game, like a MTE. And we were doing those like leader of the pack graphics. Yeah. You remember those?
Yeah.
That it's literally, I mean, it's like 6 years old now at that point.
So, it's funny though, Zach, you're criticizing Bonaventure's graphics right after you were praising their athletic director. You're kind of talking out of
assistant athletic director. No, okay, I mean, I'm calling it as I see it.
Okay.
Like you can be really good at graphics and and SLU really is, but like there's a lot more. Like you can be bad at other things, right? You can be really good at a lot of things and be bad at graphics. So your creativity. Creativity is a weird thing.
Davidson 91, Bowling Green 87. Davidson is maybe not bad. I don't know. George Washington.
Maybe.
George Washington 96, Old Dominion 73. Once again, George Washington can score. I do want to see them play some tougher teams, but I think
that's what his college buddies used to talk about him. That's how they used to describe George Washington back in college.
They don't pick you as the first president for nothing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. If you don't have any game at the bar, you can't.
Yeah, you're not going to be the first president.
What was his chill to pull ratio? That is an old internet reference. That is an old viral frat video.
I wouldn't even know what's to guess.
Oh my God. Go look up if you've never seen that video, go look up chill to pull ratio. For our listeners, it's a great one.
Dayton 91, Bethune-Cookman 82, a future SLU opponent, by the way.
Yeah.
This game was closer than Dayton wanted. They finally got some offense, but they didn't have much defense in that game either. Villanova 87, Duquesne 77. Duquesne got it close a few times. They were pesky. They were tough. Yeah, not bad. And then we had two games on Sunday the 16th, a little before we record. Fordham 96, Manhattanville 62. that is not in Manhattan. It's a D3 school in Purchase, New York, in Westchester County.
That sounds like a place you'd have a for-profit university.
Purchase is the it's where the global headquarters of PepsiCo
Oh,
is yeah. Colorado State 80, Loyola 67. Like the SLU GCU game, the score actually makes it seem closer than it was. Colorado State led by I think 26 at one point. So a 13-point win. Again, it's kind of the same story, right? That we had. It took them a little bit longer to pull away, but once they did in the second half, it was pretty embarrassing for Loyola at Loyola, by the way. So their season has been just an unmitigated disaster so far.
uh, the nickname of Manhattanville are the Valiants, which might be in the running for not the best nickname.
It's unique.
Do you know what NYU is? I went on a rabbit hole, by the way.
Oh, I did look this up at one point because SLU has played NYU back like in the day
Yeah,
when
yeah,
they
exactly.
were.
So I was thinking about how it'd be
Oh,
cool if they were in D1 again.
I know they're purple. They're purple and
Yeah.
white.
Which should
Sorry.
get you have like two very big context clues in that I just told you about a team called the Valiants and they wear purple.
Like the Royals or the Princes or something like that.
They
I don't
wear
know.
purple, dog. A V, violets,
They're the
violets.
Violets.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. They're the
Okay.
which
Yeah, I
I
had
honestly
completely
I
forgotten
like
that.
violets over Valiants by quite a bit. But it would just be
Sure.
very funny if they were in Division
Yeah.
One again.
Yeah.
That's the A10, man. The signing period began Wednesday, and we got a guy putting pen to paper, so to speak. I don't think they do it. I think it's an Adobe e-sign.
Yeah. Something like whatever they do now to make it
They're
official.
sending letter of intents in, or they're sending like contracts via Adobe. I love that idea. The thought behind that. It's very funny to me.
Fax it in. Jermel
Mm.
Thomas was SLU's only early signing, and he indeed signed one way or the other on the first day of the period, which was Wednesday the 12th. He's a New York point guard. We like him a lot. We've talked about him before. Shirts did want more than one early signing, and unless we have a surprise here in the next week, it looks like he'll be it. But but yeah, Zach, I think we'll see how this season goes. But yeah, even if we had one more right now, I'd feel a little bit better. Get a little nervous though.
Didn't we used to just get guys like signing at one point? Wasn't there a time where like we wouldn't know if there was like a
Oh,
like we didn't know they were committed until
until they signed.
yeah. Like I'm
Yeah.
saying like there was no indication of where they were going. They would just sign the letter of intent and
Oh, I see.
that
The
was the
the old commit and signed.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
that happened
Sure.
a lot back in the day. Or
Recruiting
maybe it
is
was just less there were no graphics.
no
Tipton edits
graphics.
wasn't around yet.
Right. You could do the
Um
hat thing,
yeah.
the little press conference at your high school, but only
Bring
certain
bring back the hats, get
the
rid of
graphic.
the
I don't
edits.
know
We
if I
don't need
like the hat either.
Pete, let's talk about men's soccer, man.
Yeah,
They
let's.
are the A10 championship has concluded, and your Billikens under A10 Coach of the Year Kevin Kalish are your A10 regular season and tournament champions. The Billikens complete the double, and we're gonna break down both the semifinal and the final. But first, let's talk about the rankings going into the tournament here. The Billikens are sitting at RPI 23, United Soccer Coaches 22. Pete, I mentioned Kalish was Coach of the Year. Talk about the other A10 postseason awards. One of them ended up being prophetic for the final.
Yeah, it was. And that's Jeremy Avenel, goalkeeper of the year. No surprise there. He dominated the A10. He was first team all conference, our only representative on the first team, which is, a little
Stunning.
surprising. Yeah, for the top seed. But the second team, we were well represented with Carlos Leatherman, Quentin Blair, Kareem
Marie
Paris,
Paris.
and Drake Fournier. On the rookie team, we had Jack DiMaria, Theo Franca, and Nick Schramm. So pretty well represented overall with 9 different Billikens there, Zach. But this week started with the semifinal game, a 1-0 win over 4 seed Davidson on Wednesday the 12th. One goal, Zach, was all they needed.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and break this one down? I'll
Sure.
do the final.
So in the 29th minute, Blair converted the penalty kick. The penalty was one of a couple slide tackles leading up to that kick. Not
That was
exactly sure
bizarre.
which one led to the kick itself, which was the official one. But it was one. We only needed one of them. Slew had some more good chances, but I didn't think Davidson was particularly dangerous outside of a chance at the 20-minute mark, and then some scrums in Slew's penalty area in the final 10 minutes or so. Things got a little nerve-wracking there. Di Maria hit the crossbar though with a header off a corner kick just under 10 minutes left. So it actually could have been 2-0 by the time we saw all that stuff happen. With 2:30 left, a Davidson assistant coach got a red card. This was right after a weak foul call on Slew, but about 30 seconds after a no call in Slew's box, where Davidson was just clearly flopping.
I think that if your coach gets a red card, you got to take a player off.
Interesting. Do I like
no
that?
like that? I don't think that's the rule. I think that should be the rule.
No, I know what you're saying. I don't know if I like that though. Like if I'm
That's
out
too damn
there
bad.
if I'm out there gutting it out, do I really want to be pulled off because our assistant just lost his
Yes,
mind?
hey, coach, stay in line. Don't shut up.
I mean, as a coaching disciplinary measure, sure.
We're gonna get to the Dayton game,
Yeah,
and maybe we should have done the old retroactive, but we already forgot that that's what we do now.
yeah,
But like we're gonna talk about the bench and kind of whining and everything. But
yeah.
yeah, like I think keeps the bench in check. But yeah, I don't know which one it was. It wasn't the head coach.
No, it wasn't. It was one of the assistants. Xavier O'Neal was tackled on a run in Davidson's penalty area a minute later and had to be helped off the field. This was honestly worse than anything at the other end, and I still probably wouldn't have called it. I wasn't like super upset that that was a no call. To be honest, it's just like Davidson's attempts at the other end were so pathetic that this one he actually had to leave the game. Shots were 8-6 in Slew's favor, 3-1 in shots on goal. Slew had 6 corners to Davidson's 4. Davidson had 19 fouls to Slew's 16 and 4 yellow cards to 2 on Slew. That's the 10th shutout, by the way, this season by Avenel. This was basically the way I see it, Zach, kind of a vintage performance by this year's team. They were the better team for pretty much all of 90 minutes, but they didn't create a ton of scoring opportunities. They did just kind of enough to get one past the keeper, with a PK to get that opportunity for the win. It was chippy, a lot of good soccer on display. I just feel like they always deserve to win, but they just don't make it easy on us, right? Like they're not the team that just gives you a barrage of opportunities. They just
No,
manage to
they
do
are the
just enough.
team that keeps you puckered. That you are
That's right.
you are very they keep you very nervous, and I can't explain to you just how much the nerves and the frustration um impacted this the A10 final against Dayton.
Yeah,
It
and let's
was
let's get to that one now, Zach,
yes.
because that's the button on Davidson. Here we are, the final. It's Sunday. It's Herman Stadium. Break
It's
it down
ring
for us.
season. It's ring
It's ring
season.
season. That's right.
A 1-1 draw after 90. And then, of course, after the 2 10-minute extra time periods, the Billikens win 5-4 in penalty kicks over 3 seed Dayton on Sunday the 16th. Like you said, final Sunday. 34th minute, Dren De Bruyne, who, according to Peter, because I don't deal with extended cinematic universes, sounds like a character from the Star Wars cinematic universe.
Dren Dobruna. I mean, come on. Come on.
Okay,
He sounds like
sure.
he sounds like he sold the rebels some parts in like an outer rim planet somewhere. Anyway, get back to it.
Jesus, nerd. Um, he had a free kick from about I guess the elbow of the box, maybe a little bit sharper, but Miles Bonham made a run and angled it past Abinell for a 1-0 lead. This was coming. Other than maybe the first 5 minutes where the Billikens were really pressing hard to try to get a goal, to get a turnover and a goal. It was coming. Everybody could tell it. You could feel it. They hit the post earlier. It was all Dayton in the first half, obviously. SLU didn't register a single shot compared to the 5 by the Flyers. SLU just, it was a really bad first half. They all looked like they went to Humphreys last night. Completely disjointed. Nobody was on the same page. They all were sweating profusely. It looked like they were a little hungover. I'm kidding. I don't know. I did not see them at Humphreys after the men's basketball game. By the way, I did see them on the concourse handing out free tickets to the game, which is awesome, by the way, which is very cool. I think you need to use your players more to promote the teams at games. And they should be at concerts and shit too. Like they should be on the concourse. Like, here's the tickets. Like, came to this Shafitz event. Here's a ticket for our game. Hell yeah.
Disney on Ice. Sure. All of it.
Dude, that's a lot of kids in the arena. You need that. That's the future. Yeah, it was just really bad. And just this team just doesn't want to shoot sometimes. It's that curse of like that St. Louis Scott Gallagher, play beautiful, make the extra pass it into the net. And it's just like, sometimes that's just not like, we need somebody to I'm going to shoot the ball. I'm going to fire that pigskin at the net. It's really what this team needs. And I hope that changes going into the NCAA tournament. Things did level out in that second half. Billikens outshot Dayton 8-4. Still a lot of danger, I thought, from the Dayton offense, and just more than I wanted to see. Theo Franca in the 82nd minute scored to level the game. After it was chaotic, but it was also beautiful. The first shot was blocked. Well, first of all, there was a cross, and then it got headed by Leatherman, I believe, back into the front, and then a shot got stopped.
Kind of like he kept it in on the goal line.
Yes.
Got it back to Franca, who had it blocked by the keeper. Was charging out, and it got blocked out to the side.
Yes.
And that's where Heckenleibel was.
Yes. And Heckenleibel sends it back across, and it almost because it was called offsides on the play, and watching it back, I don't know if it's offside, but like Heckenleibel's coming from out of, or Franca's coming back from out of bounds.
No, he wasn't coming back from out of bounds.
Or was Heckenleibel was coming back from out of bounds?
No. Who saved it on the goal line? He would have been the one who was passed.
Hold on. Let's pull up this play.
It was a crazy play. It
was wild. Men's soccer. Oh, dang it.
He wouldn't have been offside because it was saved like point blanked.
All right. Let's pull this up. All right, here we go. All right, Pete. So here's the goal. We're gonna watch it here. So it goes across. He gets headed back, saved. See, he comes from the goal line. Now, I don't know. What I'm saying is right. So he goes out of bounds here. He goes out of play here. Where? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, this guy holds him on.
No. That's Heckenleibel. The one who put it back in the middle is Heckenleibel.
Yes.
Franca has two shots.
Well, hold on. So it goes across. Header, but watch.
He's still out.
Hold on. Watch this. So watch this guy over here. This guy right here.
Yes.
He's holding him on.
That's right.
Okay.
Because he's still deep. Yep.
Yes. He's holding him on.
He raises his hand as if he wasn't there. But who's that right there? Who heads it back? Did you say that he's in the shadow? Was that?
I think it was Leatherman, wasn't it? Or is Leatherman 7? No, 2 is Leatherman. That's Paris.
It's Paris. So he's the one who heads it back the first time. He's in the shadow there. So I couldn't tell who it was at first.
That's that's actually a really nice like
save.
that's you will know it's a really nice save, but it's also a really nice call um by the VAR, because if you
Yes.
don't realize that that guy is here, because I've watched it a few times earlier today, and I was like, I don't know, like that's odd. He might be offside there, but like that guy's in another time zone.
Yes.
That guy's
Yeah.
practically behind the locker room. So anyway,
Right.
that's it. That's it. That's the look at the play, and we've figured out where he was held on. So that's
Sure.
cool.
So yeah, Zach, with that out of the way, now that we know it was legit, VAR call was correct. We
Yep.
go to two overtime periods, after which it
Yes.
was still tied at one. So we go on to PKs, but the two
And
overtime periods, more tension.
yes, attention convention in Midtown. Um, but like going into like the overtime periods, like after the first one, I'm like, okay, like I would rather just let's get this to PKs. Like we've got Abinell. We've got I mean, look, the Billiken goalkeepers have been known PK shot stoppers. Like that is a reputation that
Yeah,
if they don't have, how do they not?
right.
Look at Tofern a few years ago.
Yeah,
Look at Schulte. I mean, Schulte was unbelievable anyway, but like he stopped PKs all the time. So and Abinell has saved multiple PKs in the last 2 years, and so going into PKs, it's best case scenario for SLU almost. Abinell gets a yellow card ahead of the first penalty kick taking. You have it as psychological tactics. I mean, this is just it's him, kind of peacocking
yeah.
for the penalty taker,
Doing
letting
doing
him
as
be
much as he possibly
looking
could.
as big as possible, trying to close down. It's about making the space look as small as possible.
Making this, but like coming off the line, like shouting, like
Yeah.
delaying, doing
Oh,
like
absolutely. Be as big of a
everything he could.
jerk as you need to
I
be,
think he
dude.
even like went up and grabbed the crossbar or something at some point.
Yes,
Maybe,
and
maybe
yes,
that's
he did.
what
He
did it.
was he was he was grabbing, like he was smacking the bar.
Which you can't do,
Yeah,
right?
you can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't
Okay.
do that. No.
Yes.
Do you go to the box for 2 minutes and you feel shame? He got a yellow card for that. And then he stepped up and stopped Braden Seal's attempt. I got really nervous through this shootout that like he was gonna come off the line too early and
Yeah.
save one, and then we're gonna have to go back and retake it, and it's
Exactly.
just silly. It's insane that was his yellow. That was his only.
That was
That
the
was
only yellow.
the only card issued in the game,
Yeah.
in a game that saw quite a bit of physicality, and a terrible official who did not have a handle on this game at all. He thought he was the show. The next 9 kicks all went in. As soon as he saves that, I I I was like, all you need to do is save one. Really, you save one and you're the hero. You save two and you're a legend. You
Yeah.
save three and they build a statue of you outside Herman.
I still wanted either one more save or one more miss by Dayton, one more save by Abinell, just to give you that little bit of comfort, right? Because I'm like, anybody can hit the woodwork or put it wide or just kick it right down the center at the goalie. So like I just wanted that little bit of reassurance that there'd be one more. Um, but luckily, SLU converted on all five, Zach.
Um, yeah, they did. I mean, it was clinical. Blair, Di Maria, Cortez, Abinell. I love a goalie taking a PK.
Yeah, yeah, me
I
too.
love it. It's the best. It reminds me of FIFA Road to the World Cup 98
Yeah,
or 6, 96, 98. I don't, it was on PS1, so I think it's 96. Um, anyway, Anderson finished it off for the Billikens to clinch the A10 title. Like I said, SLU has been amazing at PKs the last few years, and I don't think it's an accident. I think they absolutely scout every shot or every player who they think is going to take a PK in a game. and they're ready for it. Abinell was actually wearing, if you go back and look at the video, he was wearing a QB play call sleeve. Yeah.
tendencies.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of goalies will put that on the water bottle.
Yeah. But he had it on his arm, which I mean, that's an interesting move. Doing anything to change your everyday routine. Like that's a change. That's a change.
It is.
So I mean, maybe he practices with it sometime. I don't know. But yeah, before we get to the stats, sweet Jesus, do we have to talk about the officiating in this one? We've had 2 complete debacles from officials in less than 24 hours now. Like I said, it was a complete ref show. And SLU really seemed to get the worst of his incompetence. I thought Dayton was flopping around and milking fouls and crying about every little thing. The bench was always, it seemed like he had a hairpin trigger on his whistle when SLU was in a defensive stance. Like it just felt like when SLU was defending, he did not hesitate at all to blow the whistle against SLU.
Right.
Deco, I think his name was 33, went down in the Dayton area. He got up and the ref is like checking on him and like puts his hand on the side of his head like this, like, I'm like, what do you do? Like, what is that? That's weird.
Weird. Yeah.
That's what he during what was it? There was one time he was drinking water like while a Dayton player was injured. The Dayton trainer comes out with the water and the ref's just taking a couple swigs of the water, like talking to the Dayton players. Well, what are we doing here? PKs, him giving the yellow card to Abinell, whatever. Like, okay, that's your only card of the game. Come on, man. Like, just trash. He was in a weird dude. This was his final. This was a final, and he was going to be seen.
Yeah.
He had to let people know he was reffing.
You don't get promoted if they don't notice you.
That's right. It's like a resume.
That's right.
It's like a sizzle reel. You need a sizzle reel. Do you remember the old viral video of the ref that like glides around the field? Like he runs like daintily, like almost like a ballet.
I don't remember that one. I know there's the infamous college basketball ref, the high knees.
Oh, Jeffrey Anderson.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I think that's a me. Yeah. But yeah, you just go find that video. It's like a look up dainty referee. Maybe, I don't know. That might be a good search term. AOL keyword dainty referee. The shots were 15-11. Dayton shots on goal 5-5. Corners were 6-6. Dayton had 5 in the first half. SLU had 5 in the second half, and both had 1 in extra time. Bill McDermott on the broadcast mentioned that it felt like that they had 15 in the first half, and I got to agree. I thought Dayton had at least 10 in this game. It felt like they were just consistently taking corner kicks, and kudos to SLU for defending all of them in that first half. This is the 5th A10 tournament title for the Billikens, the first since 2022. And that's after winning regular season title. That's a double for the Billikens. Abinell, of course, was named MVP of the tournament. Anderson, Blair, Franca, and O'Neill were also named to the all-tournament team. Pete, as much as we lamented this team's lack of scoring punch, I mean, they did everything you can ask for.
Yeah, I don't know what else okay, they're what, 10-2-7? Is that the record now?
Yeah.
On the year, 11-2-7, something like that. But regular season title, 10-2-7, I think is where they ended up. Regular season title, conference tournament title, auto bid to the NCAA tournament. Sure. If you had told me that before this season, when I was looking at the A10 and going, there are like 4 or 5 teams that can realistically have a shot at this title, which was true. And SLU's margin of victory, like just about everything that they were involved in this season was either a 1-goal game or a tie, almost everything. Yeah. So it's this team they play it tight. So given this outcome, I mean, so I guess given the way they play, this outcome The 1 seed, the tournament title is really truly all you can ask for here. But Zach, as we look ahead to the NCAA tournament selection show, which is Monday the 17th, today as you're listening, tomorrow as we record, what are your expectations or hopes for SLU here?
I would really love to draw GCU in the first round.
Yeah.
I want the Billikens to terrorize GCU. Like, I don't care what the sport is. If it's our club hockey team whipping them, I want it to happen. By the way, shout out Lindenwood hockey for winning 10-0 over Grand Canyon.
Love it. Yeah.
They
Why does Grand Canyon have a hockey team?
Same reason Arizona State has a hockey team.
But speaking of Lindenwood, Zach, there's another possibility for an opponent for SLU. They won the
Offense. Man. Which would be Chris. That would be a hell of a storyline.
Hell of a storyline, because you've got the head coach who's the former assistant, Chris Birch. You've got Lindenwood's a new program. Is this the second year that they would be eligible?
First year.
First year. Okay, so they win the OVC title and they go to the tournament right away. It's a really good storyline. They're a good team, and I think in sports that are not football and basketball, there's a lot more consideration given to sort of regionality in these opponents.
I don't want it. I don't want to do that yet. I'm not ready for that yet.
You'd rather have Grand Canyon, right? But it is a little there's I don't know.
There's some juice there.
It's a compelling possibility.
It is absolutely compelling.
Yeah.
I cannot lie about that. You know what's compelling? Your ad reads. Your 2 men in a garden ad reads.
I hope they're compelling still, because sometimes I worry that I'm running out of things to say, but the bottom line,
you can never run out of things to say about 2 men in a garden.
But the things you don't want to run out is 2 men in a garden, salsa and pickles.
That's true.
I've been there, and it's not the best, but I'm going to be back in St. Louis over Thanksgiving. I have a little time on my hands to shop. I hope, I think. And I'm going to be looking for 2 men in a garden, Zach. I really have been craving their pickles lately. I stand by the fact that those pickle spears are the best deal, probably on the whole website. I think it's a great jar, good price, good product. And go ahead and read the ingredient labels on their stuff. I challenge you to compare it to some of the other stuff in the grocery store, and you're not going to find a whole lot of long, strange words that you've not heard of before, that you've only seen as preservatives and on other labels. They just don't use that kind of stuff. It's all good stuff, all natural, made right in Eastern Missouri, in High Ridge, in their facility. And you gotta support the local team, the local products over at 2 Men in a Garden. It's great stuff. You'll feel good about it. You'll like what they do. Check them out at 2meninthegarden.com.
Pete, I can't believe I've gotten this far into the pod, past the 2 Men in a Garden ad read without saying the name Grandy Glaze when we just played Grand Canyon University.
I wasn't going to bring it up, Zach, because I didn't know how much.
Do you think Grandy Glaze watched that game?
I would assume not. I kind of think not. He's doing his own thing now.
He's to put it mildly.
This is a past.
He is
life
doing his own thing.
It's a past life. Yeah.
Women's basketball, Pete. It was a tough week for them. Let's run through it real quick as to not, bring the vibes down. We don't want to bring the vibes down. The vibes are high.
Well, let's start on a good note then, because they do have 2 fall signings with Peyton Olafson, the 5'8" point guard from Incarnate Word, obviously the best program in the state of Missouri in high school girls basketball. So that's a good signing. Evelyn Shane is a 6-foot forward from Ursuline Academy. Earl had really good things to say about her game. So 2 locals. We've said it before, I'll say it again, really like the inroads they've made with local recruiting. But Zach, the first game this week was a 68-52 loss at home to Southern Indiana on Wednesday the 12th.
In another alternate universe, in the multiverse, there's somebody named Shane Evelyn that's playing men's basketball somewhere. I like to imagine that's the reality in another universe.
Yeah, go Shane. This game this game against Southern Indiana was only 26-21 at halftime, with Southern Indiana in the lead. So really, most of the points were scored in the second half. Both teams started to discover their shooting, but it was unfortunately more true for USI. The score had actually doubled, 52-43 by the end of the third quarter, and then USI just gradually put it away over the course of the fourth. SLU's offense, Zach, was bad in this game. There's no way around it. The shooting, 304 from the field, 240 from three, 75% from the free throw line's good, but from the floor, not good. They were called for a bunch of offensive fouls, including a stretch in the fourth quarter where they had three in a row. They turned it over 18 times. The decision making was poor, and we
It
circle
feels.
back to
I gotta stop you though, real quick. I didn't necessarily watch this game.
Hmm.
Wasn't it the same night as it was like at the same time, right? As the no, it wasn't. Anyway, I didn't watch it. It was the same time as the soccer game, and they didn't stream
soccer.
this. They didn't stream this.
Yes.
Which thank God. But like when I hear you say they were called for a bunch of offensive fouls, I'm like, yeah, because the offense is just drive into space and hope you get fouled.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing else. They just drive into traffic. I don't know. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand what they were running, but it does remind you again of that Majerus quote about bad shots. Bad shots will beat you faster than anything else. Your shot selection determines your defensive transition. If it is poor, you don't get a chance to set your defense and play defense. And that was true again and again and again in this game. SLU was feeding Alyssa Kirkenmeyer early, and she had 6 points immediately, already a career high. She ended up with some foul trouble, but still finished with 11 points and 9 rebounds. Zakira Brown was SLU's co-leading scorer, also with 11 points. She was 3 of 8 from three, but only 4 of 12 from the field overall. And then Alexia Nelson and Zaya Nugent were cold for the second game in a row, going a combined 4 of 20 from the field, combining for 14 points. They had both been scoring more like 14 points apiece coming into this game or more, but yeah, went cold in this one, Zach, and just couldn't get over it. Murray State, though, on the road, I think we gave them a little bit better game, Zach, than USI.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. 96-88 loss at Murray State Saturday the 15th. It was tied at 58 after the third quarter, and how there were 68 points scored in the fourth, I don't understand. But 38-30, they were outscored in the fourth, which is mind blowing. Murray State got an astonishing, by the way, mind blowing, moved to astonishing, and that's that Murray State had 29 free throw attempts in the fourth quarter and hit 27 of them.
Have you ever heard of that before?
I don't.
29 free throws.
I would love to. I don't. That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, I don't know, man. That doesn't sound kosher to me.
No, it doesn't. And Zach, that was it was 29 in the fourth quarter. They hit 27, but they got 50 free throws in the game to just 14 for SLU. I don't
50
think
free throws is insane.
50 free throws is already a crazy number, but then when you look across and the other teams got 14, I just don't think I've seen a disparity before with that kind of volume. 64 free throws given, you would go, okay, the refs were calling everything. You wouldn't say, oh, one team has three-quarters of those. It's wild. It's wild.
I couldn't find anything better. Let me ask AI real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. It's not coming. I don't care that much. Yeah, that's crazy. Despite all that, it was tied with at 67 with 6:40 to go in the fourth. Murray State goes on an 11-0 run, and SLU could only get within 6 after that. There were 10 ties and 11 lead changes till it prolonged the game. as long as humanly possible at the end, using
In
all of her
addition to the free
timeouts.
throws. Yeah.
Yeah, fouling, using the 30-second period after every foul out, and basically treating it like a one possession game, despite being 3 or 4 possession games. I mean, I think you'd probably understand that she's a little bit bitter
Yeah. Oh,
about the
yeah.
foul disparity. Um, SLU's big two came through offensively with Nugent and Nelson scoring 23 and 21 each. Brown was third with 14. She was 3 of 6 from three, continuing to shoot a good percentage from the outside. One of very few. SLU is one of five. She was one of 5 players to foul out for the Billikens, along with Nelson, Dennis, Kirkenmeyer, and Josiah Wallace. SLU's shooting did keep them in the game, which is something I would not have expected to
I
see
know.
here. 40, 461, 375, 857 on the slash. They did not get an even amount of free throw attempts or anywhere close to it. It might have been a different story. I can almost guarantee you it would have been a different story. And therefore, like even what did we lose by 8?
Yeah.
I mean, 14 free throws compared to 50. That's 36 free throw attempts. Like, there is a world, there's an alternate universe. We're talking about the multiverse in this episode. There is a universe where the Billikens score 108 points. There's a world where the Billikens score 110 points in this game.
Yeah. It's crazy. Even if you get half the free throw attempts, that's still 9 more.
What did they go out of 50?
Out of 50, you're saying what did Murray
Yeah,
State
what was
get
their
out of 50?
percent? How many did they make out of 50?
So they were 27 of 29 in the fourth quarter, which is a
Yeah,
number I
overall though.
still don't understand because 29 free throws given in the last 10 minutes of a game is insanity. But out of 50, they were 44 of 50, which is
Yeah, so
88%.
so again, there if they get, let's say they don't get 20 of those free throws, I mean, you're looking at an 88 to 76 game. Like
Right.
there's 3 different versions of this game that could have been played.
That's right.
It is wild, wild. I don't know if that's I'm 14 and this is deep, but wild to me to think about. Um, let's see. Uh, uh, it was a blowout at SLU last season. So I mean, again, you go on the road at Murray State, and you probably should have come away with a win, given maybe
Yeah.
a little bit better treatment.
Yeah, I think so. It's a bit painful. Like I think bitter, like you said before,
Mm-hmm.
like when Tillett, who had 5 players foul out, was using, all of that extra time. She was treating this game like it was coming down to the wire, even though they weren't going to close that gap. It's a shame. They're now 1-4 on the season. It could have been 2-3 coming off a good win on the road. But instead, Zach, on Friday the 21st, like the men,
Well, I can't believe that Pelusic didn't get in the game.
in this one,
Mm-hmm.
why? A
I
close
mean,
game on the
everybody
road?
fouled out.
Oh,
I
sure,
figured she would
sure,
have had to
sure.
get some minutes.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Oh my God. They have they have some. By the way, Murray State has some names on their team.
I did I did notice that
Oh
too.
my God. This may be the worst. Like, and I'm glad because it's a very, like, you could assign this to any child, like, no matter what they look like, and it's terrible. The name is Braxton,
Yeah.
Braxcynn.
Yes.
I
I
just
don't
like
know.
that's why I want to point out this one, because it's like it you could apply it to any child on earth, regardless of creed, regardless of anything. That is the, like, I am mad at her parents.
She's from Lowell, Michigan. Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking there. That's
Oh my God.
that's quite a spelling. They do have a glut of those on their team. But so the Billikens now, Zach, on Friday the 21st, they've got one game this week. They're 1-4, and this is a tough assignment because they've got to go to Illinois State.
Oh,
Illinois State
God.
is 2-1.
Poor Braxton.
Poor Braxton, yeah. But I'm done with Braxton. Illinois State's 2-1 with wins over Dayton and Chicago State, and a 10-point loss to Illinois at Illinois. They'll play Loyola on Tuesday, so a lot of common opponents here. They're averaging over 84 points a game. They're good at the free throw line. They out rebound opponents by 12 or so. They're a little turnover happy if you're looking for one flaw, if you're going to try and gain an edge somewhere. But they're also really balanced. Their top seven all score between 8 and 14 points a game. So this is just a tough road game, Zach. And if they're trying to pick up their second win, they're going to need a lot of help. It's a lot is going to have to go right in this game, and it can't be a rough show.
I can't believe some of these names. Did I tell you the story of the guy I know? The name. He lives in like the sticks, okay. And he named his kid Raisin, Rayzen, and his middle name is Kane, Kane.
Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me.
No, he didn't know.
I mean, first of all, what is raisin? But that combination is just it's just
a little chicken finger.
These are
the little chicken tender.
Not serious people. These are not serious people.
He's kind of not. He kind of isn't. Like,
well, I mean,
he's a lovely guy. Not great. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, let's move on here. We talked about Illinois State, the women's soccer team. Like we talked ahead or at the top of the show, it's the end of an era, Pete. They have missed the tournament for the first time since 2017. And that team was really good too, Pete.
Yeah, they were, by the way, 15-3-2 overall, but they lost in the A10 tournament to St. Joe's. Their only other losses all year were to Fordham and Duquesne, and they tied Kansas and Dayton. So unfortunate that year. But like this year, just not enough at the top of that win column, right, to get them there. SLU finished number 31 in the RPI this season, which was the strongest rating of any team to miss the field. So if you're going down the RPI, everybody above them is in. 10 teams with lower ratings received at-large bids, mostly from power conference schools, obviously. The lowest was Kentucky with an RPI of 50. Dayton was given a road game at Xavier in the first round. Having to play a road game as the 26th rated team is already a gut punch, let alone having to go to the number 18 team's place, let alone having to go to like a regional rival, right? Like they're an hour apart, those campuses. So this is the kind of draw that we'd be complaining about if it happened to SLU, and it felt like that kind of draw used to happen every year. Xavier won 2-0, so the A10's already done because Zach, Rhode Island ended up 48th in the RPI and also missed the field, which means SLU, by the way, did get one top 50 win, and all four losses were to top 50 teams. But we had heard that Janet Oberle was on the selection committee.
She can't. She got to recuse.
Yeah,
there's still rules.
Mm-hmm. But not just for the school, but for the conference, right? Because the conference got one team, and they kind of got screwed on the bid or on the matchup.
We already talked about the Dayton losing to Xavier.
Yeah, we did.
Good stuff. I love that. And this is the earliest we're not going to talk about women's soccer. It's weird.
It's a little sad.
I know.
It's a little sad. We've got a lot else to talk about, which is fine. But like
sad, as the kids say.
Yeah. We're just used to going a little later in the year with them.
Just a little taste of some of the names on this Murray State women's team. Hallie Pook, that's a fun one.
You're still stuck on these.
Briley, which I think that a comedian used that one as like how names were getting out of control. And then Charnice with two C's.
Yeah,
which is too many consonants. That is an unnecessary double consonant. It's not needed. That's it. I'll leave the ladies alone from Murray. I'll leave the ladies from Murray State alone.
there's a few other good ones.
Yes,
But yeah,
we're gonna leave it at that. Volleyball, man. Tough end to the season. This is a young team, a little undersized team, and I think I hope that they can keep together and bring in some, some pieces. I think it's really tough to build a team, especially at kind of the funding level. Like now with rev share, right? Like
yeah,
rev share is going to leave some teams out in the cold here, and unfortunately, volleyball is getting that kind of, they're seeing the pains. 3-1 loss at Davidson Friday, November 14th, 23-25, 25-20, 19-25, and then 13-25. It was close until it wasn't. The Billikens started the third set 6-3. Davidson went on a 7-1 run and just never looked back. Carried into the next set. Timmy Maddox with his double-double, 10 kills, 11 digs. Jetta Brenning had 25 helpers and 9 digs. Kayla Jansen had 7 blocks. And then they finished up with a 3-1 loss again the next day, Saturday the 15th, 25-23, 27-29, 21-20, 21-25, and 20-25. Better overall, but after the second ended in a heartbreaker, they kind of folded. Not folded, but just couldn't.
not folded.
Yeah, not folded. Taya Kalajic had a career high 21 kills, hit 457. Tamia had a double-double with 19 digs and 13 kills. Jetta Brenning had one as well with 39 assists and 14 digs. The wrap on this one, man, it's it's tough.
It's a season. The season started with a little bit of promise, like they seemed like they were fun and they were young, but they were gonna maybe surprise some people. But it just kind of ended with a whimper, right? Like they just fell off. They finished 13-16 overall, 5-13 in conference. It's 8th place in the A10 out of 10 teams. Only the top 6 make the conference tournament, so they're on the outside. SLU's got to be in that every year. They're young, like we said, but we do expect a leap next season.
I think so.
It's not going to be easy, but they can do it.
They've got a nice little big four to build around. So hopefully,
they don't lose a whole lot this year.
No. Run us down the runners. Get it?
Pretty obvious.
Run down the runners.
Actually,
they had a race this year or this week here in St. Louis called the Great Chase, where they had they put the oldies in front. And then they released age groups every 2.5 minutes or something, so that you had to, like, the young people had to chase down the old people, Hunger Games style. It's kind of fun.
Could be a little bit dystopian if
it is.
If they wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I
love it.
Anyway, Zach, cross country NCAA Midwest regionals were Friday in Stillwater, Oklahoma. The women finished 21st, up 2 spots from last year. Emery Mayfield was their first finisher across the line, coming in 73rd place overall with a 6K time just barely over 22 minutes. Behind her were Clara Gillen, Star Scott, Sophia Pellegrin, and Emily Morden. The men finished 25th. Alexander Acuna led the team with an 8K finish of 33:20.6, good for 113th overall. He was followed by Manny Vela, Lucas Ivanowski, Tyler Schweitzer, and Ronnie Brown. Swimming and diving was off this week, Zach. Next up is the House of Champions in Indianapolis, November 20th through the 22nd. Why don't you take us home with these softball signings? Because they signed early as well.
Sure. By the way, I stood in front of, in front of some softball ladies at the soccer game during the shootout. And they were getting rowdy and hyped for the men's soccer team. So good to see them out there. And the women's basketball was out there too, supporting the team. So really good to see. Softball, like you said, signed 4 players, announced Wednesday. Sydney Berger, or Berger. I'm going to go with Berger on that one. Catcher, utility player from Lafayette. Katie Cox, a first baseman and outfielder combo from Port Byron, Illinois. Not at the same time. She'd have to switch position. It's a big thing. Ellie Holmstrom, a third base and utility player from Palos Heights, Illinois, and Marist High School. Lucy Edding, middle infielder, outfielder from Morrison, Illinois, and Newman Central Catholic. Pete, that is going to do it for us this week. What a week. It was a lot of fun. We beat a bad Grand Canyon team. They're terrible. They're nothing. They mean nothing to us. Yeah, that's going to do it, Pete. Go Bills.
Go Bills.